What's going on, Black women? Give me a one if you can hear me. I'm so happy to see y'all. I hope the last time y'all were here and up until today, yes, it's Taco Tuesday around this bitch. All right, Colette, appreciate you. SG, appreciate you, y'all. Listen, Geisha Peach is here. Black Widow's here. French Tips and New Lips is here. Now, I love that name. That's cute. French Tips and New Lips. That's what's up. Okay, we got Miss Gemini in the building. We have Monica's here. We got another Monica. Who else do we have up in here? Bella Goff. Thank you for coming. Michelle is here. Thank you. KLSB is here. Now, check this out, y'all. It's been very interesting listening to some of the takes on what should be done because how society is falling apart. You can't go get your little procedure and all that good shit. Folks, it's just falling apart at the seams. Some of this shit is reminding me of movies in the past. Some of these cities with all this gun violence and shit like that, it's reminding me of The Purge. You know, what's going on with reproductive rights, that's reminding me of Handmaid's Tale. It's just very reminiscent of movies. But one concept that I saw on several women's channel is this concept of selective breeding, right? And it's a good concept. Don't get it twisted. But we're talking about Black women here. We're talking about Black women here. You know what a Black woman is? A Black woman is somebody that always prefers Black men unless something very catastrophic has happened. Me, for example, I got molested as a kid. Okay. I saw a lot of shit as a kid up into my teenhood, would made me say, God damn it, no, never, not doing it. Right. I love divestment because it's not just about who you're fucking, it's about putting yourself first, getting out here and making sure that you count, that you're comfortable, that you have a shelter and clothing and nutrition and every doctor appointments and insurance and all that shit. Putting yourself first. It ain't got, fucking somebody, whatever. You could be divested if you ain't fucking nobody. Okay? Here's the thing. Selective breeding would work, but it's not going to work with black women. I'm going to tell you why. It's a lot of stuff going on in that coconut. Okay? Let me show y'all a picture real quick, and I want you to tell me if y'all remember these jackasses right here. Hold up 1 second. Share screen, share audio, blah, blah, fucking blah. All right. Do y'all remember these two jackasses right here?
Nope.
No? What about you, Aaliyah?
I have no idea who that is.
Shane, let me see what they got going on in the comment section because I'm going somewhere with this shit.
No, I don't recognize them either.
I'm gonna tell you why that's amazing. Let me get down to the newest comments. Taco Tuesday. Hey DZ. Hey family. We got a bunch of people speaking. Come on, StreamYards. Let me see what the ladies are saying.
I know exactly where you're going with this. Oh my God.
This is getting ready to be very interesting. That's why the selective breeding shit is not going to work.
And I know exactly where you're going with it because I'm headed there too. Yeah.
Okay, Renee says that's the Facebook killer. All right, the nigger that killed an old person. A should be said that. Okay, so some people remember him. This motherfucker here, her name is Joy Lane. His name is Steve Stevens. He called himself Stevie Steve on Facebook. Okay, they were a couple. He ended up going live one day out of the blue. They call it snapping, right? He is hurting innocent people in her name. I don't know why he did it in her name because she hadn't done anything to him, but I guess they say he snapped. This was in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, so let me remove these jackasses' face. And you're gonna say, DZ, why are you calling her a jackass? You getting ready to see why she's a jackass. Believe me, she's a fucking jackass. So let's go to the other page because I'm gonna tell you something. I hate this bitch. I can't stand her. It goes without saying I can't stand him, but I can't stand her either. Okay, he went around in Cleveland hurting innocent people, saying it was because of her. But we're gonna see what's the real tea. Be prepared to hate Joy Lane as well. Let's go.
It's the video that shocked the world.
You say Joy Lane?
Joy Lane.
Yeah. She's the reason why this is about to happen to you.
A 74-year-old man chosen at random was gunned down in cold blood on a street in Cleveland for no reason. The killer, 37-year-old Steve Stevens, posted the gruesome video on Facebook.
Today is the Easter Sunday Joy Lane massacre.
In the video, he can be heard saying he's committing the senseless slaying to get back at his girlfriend, Joy Lane.
You say Joy Lane?
Joy Lane.
Joy Lane, the name echoed across America.
He used a woman's name, Joy Lane.
Her name is Joy Lane.
Everyone wanted to know who was Joy Lane.
This is a stupid bitch. They want to know who Joy Lane is. She's very dumb. So now that y'all know what he did, going around in Cleveland shooting people that he didn't even know, it's just Naker style shit. He didn't even know these people. She didn't even know it was going to happen. But watch what they say to her and what her responses are when they ask him about this dusty motherfucker. Let's go.
And here she is, speaking out for the first time in this Inside Edition exclusive.
I believe Steve loved me probably like no man has ever.
These are the bitches that y'all are suggesting do selective breeding. Really? Do you think she has the mental capability? She's dick dizzy. That's how a lot of black women are. All they have to do is be black and have a penis, and their life is worth being saved. Everybody's equal. You need to give him a chance. You need to speak life into. Did you hear what this bitch said? There's dead people because of him, right? But she said, I think he loved me. And a lot of black women think that these niggas love them, and it's not true. It's not true. Let's see what else comes out of that mouth.
Loved me before.
You still think of him as a good guy?
Pull up. You see the breath? Immediately, she should have said, hell no, he hurt innocent people. He's an awful human being. But this is the face. She shares the face with a lot of black women, the majority of black women. He can do no wrong. No wrong. You're not going to be able to get this group of women to selectively breed. It's not happening.
I think of him as a good guy who did something really wrong.
Are there people out there who blame you for the death of Robert Godwin?
Yes.
Just 2 days before the killing, Joy says everything seemed fine.
I was in my bedroom and he was downstairs getting ready for work. And he said, you know, hey, babe. And I said, hey. And he said, have a good day. And I said, you too, have a good day.
That was her only warning. Listen to me, ladies, and I want you to listen to me carefully. When they tell you that you need to vet black men, you cannot vet them. You cannot vet them. Okay? That was her only warning. Have a good day, babe. And I see a lot of you out here saying, well, mine don't do that. My brother doesn't do that. My brother isn't mean. My daddy was there. My daddy was this. My cousin was that. My uncle was that. Motherfucker. This was her only warning. This was people's only warning. Like I said, there are no unicorns. Let's keep the fuck going because we getting ready to drag.
Good day.
But then he snapped.
You know, I was living over there with her. I just woke up Friday. I just couldn't take it no more, man. I just left.
You say Joy Lane?
Joy Lane.
Yeah. She's the reason why this is about to happen to you.
She's the reason that this is about to happen to you.
My reaction is pure sadness.
The manhunt lasted 2 days and riveted the nation.
Nationwide manhunt for the suspect who posted that crime on Facebook.
Police moved Joy and her 3 kids to a hotel for their safety, fearful Stevens would be gunning for them. All that time, Joy was left to wonder what had gone wrong. She believes his addiction to gambling was his downfall.
I told him, you know, the gambling is a deal breaker. It's me or gambling.
She played us a phone message Stevens left her, promising to change.
I'm motivated to just strive and just to do the best in life now. I'm really motivated.
The end came when Stevens was spotted at a McDonald's in Erie, Pennsylvania. He took his own life as police closed in.
I believe that he shot himself.
Can you tell me what your reaction was when you heard that he had killed himself?
I screamed and I just cried and I just wailed because I really just wanted him to turn himself in.
Joy says she never imagined the man she loved would ever commit such an unthinkable crime.
You still love him?
Yes, I still love him.
I'm done.
I'm nauseated.
I can cut this fucking live off right now. I'm done, right? This is who y'all asking to do selective breeding. Let me tell you something. Remember, I told you, ladies, and I meant every fucking word of it. Mammies are dangerous. They don't give a fuck who gets sacrificed. They don't give a damn as long as that man is comfortable. I think the only sadness that she feels is because that motherfucker deleted himself. And get this. It's so bad with black women, right? That if he lived or he was in prison, she would still be with him. Do you think I'm bullshitting? Am I going too fucking far? You mean to tell me this motherfucker sat up and shot innocent people in your name, no warning, just snapped, just clicked. But even in his death, she refuses to embarrass him. When a black woman is on your side, you got you somebody. You got you somebody. This is why I'm always confused as to why black men hate black women so much. Because when you got one, oh my God, you got one. She's going to do everything she can to make sure that you don't get a cracked nail. She didn't even consider the other people's families. Fuck them. My man is gone. Okay. Y'all need to understand how much pain that's causing me. Mammies are fucking dangerous. Aaliyah, can you jump in here? Because I'm trying to figure out what?
Okay. See, this is why I can't stand the internet sometimes, because you got any random dumbass person can grab a microphone and just start spouting off shit without any outside sources other than Google to back it up. I mean, here's the thing. Nobody over here attended Google University. Some of these motherfuckers to stop masquerading as people who are intellectually superior when it's obvious that a lot of your so-called degrees came out of a fucking cereal box. You know, I hate to break it to you, but selective breeding is indeed eugenics. And to say otherwise is being intellectually dishonest. And I'm surprised that someone so smart doesn't understand this. Eugenics was not solely about race, how they make it seem. It was about overall mating fitness, which includes screenings to rule out those with mental illnesses, physical disabilities, low IQs, and those with a higher propensity for crime and deviance. It's about, you know, and it's nobody's fault that Black people seem to excel in all of those categories. And from the looks of this community, they were not wrong, which means that none of these men would be deemed fit for procreation. Therefore, the practice of eugenics is selective breeding applied to humans. They took the idea from the animal kingdom and how they measured reproductive fitness and applied that to humans. That was what they did. So you cannot make the argument that these men cannot be vetted with one breath and then say to selectively breed with them the next, which is essentially vetting, while also simultaneously acknowledging that if you were to practice selective breeding, aka vetting, they would still be deemed disqualified or ineligible for reproductive fitness, which is essentially the choose better argument. But then again, we know people say that because, you know, it keeps the door open for the possible inclusion of the same Black men that you just said were not fit enough to reproduce with, especially if the goal is to reduce birthing degenerate offspring. It's the circular arguments for me while trying to sound too smart for your own good. It makes no fucking sense. The concept of selective breeding was influenced by the same doctrine of natural selection. So we're talking about Darwinism. They used to call it planned breeding. So this is nothing new. And it has always been deemed scientifically erroneous and, quite frankly, unethical among scientists, especially geneticists, because they knew that if they were really being honest, then whole groups would have to be excluded. And yes, for procreation purposes, that does include members of the LGBTQ community. And we know how much y'all love them, but y'all ain't ready for that conversation yet, are you? You know, but there really is no survival of the fittest when your men cannot compete, especially when you literally go to other groups of men for everything. And then to make the argument that telling women to simply stop sleeping with these men is genocide, while simultaneously promoting abortion and killing their male offspring, and then lying and saying that you didn't say it. I mean, I swear you can't make this shit up. These people will let any quack tell them anything as long as they attempt to sound smart. I promise you.
This is the deal as well, y'all. Here is the spoiler alert. Black women were already selectively breeding, and this was the outcome. Let me back up a little bit. When you ask most Black women who they prefer, they say Black men. There's the first selection right there, right? They all have a type, whether he be gangster, Pookie, Ray Ray. They say they never pick the smart ones, but they do, the so-called educated lanes. They all get picked. But I tell you what, Black women were practicing selective breeding this whole time. You didn't hardly see Black women up until recently start opening up their options. They had already done this shit. The problem with that selective breeding ended up getting us where we are today. We are in a ton of shit and nobody wants to admit it. I don't care about their feelings. I don't. It's cities right now looking like the goddamn purge. You can't go anywhere without having some form of exit strategy when you get there. Why? It ain't white men that's doing that to y'all. It's not no other race of men doing that to y'all. It's the kangs that's doing it. You know, the ones that you selectively breeding with. They act as if black men are the only thing that turns them on, and I'm starting to believe them. It mostly goes by looks, so it's a little bit of amateur selective breeding, right? You didn't look into his background, you didn't look into his family, and the problem is this: even the niggas that come from two-parent households are still fucked up. But you got pussy juice running all down your leg. When any one of them open they goddamn mouth, you are a problem. This Roe v. Wade situation has opened up some other shit. You got Pandora's box wide open and it's singing. Ebony, please.
Okay. Anybody who gets on a YouTube channel or anything and tells black women to practice selective breeding. Okay, you cannot practice selection if there's no selection. If you have nothing to really choose from, you have no selection. And the sad part is a lot of black women don't realize that they have been groomed to turn blinders to every other man of worth and look at dark skin and penis. That's about it. That's all. That has gotten the community nowhere. That is why it looks the way it does. And it is going to pretty much dissipate. Because what's going to happen is the biracials and the triracials, okay, all right, they're basically going to move on from this community. And this community is going to be nothing. It's going to be dust. It's dust. You can't select from nothing.
Man.
Even on the, what is it? You know, the game shows, door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. Black women think that they're choosing from 1, 2, and 3. Black women are choosing a fucking 0, a door that's not even there.
Hey. Okay.
This is a public health crisis of enormous proportions that's about to happen. And it's about to happen mainly where? In the black community. Because people can't keep their penises off of folks. I'm just going to keep it real. They can't keep their penises off of people who don't even want it. Okay? So,
sexual assault.
yes. And so we are going to have a serious issue, and a lot of girls and women will have nowhere to turn.
I'm not helping.
I'm
promise
not
you
either.
I'm not, because there's too much information out here. I'm not listening to one fucking sob story. If your ass was born after 1993, do you hear me? You need to knock this shit off. Knock it off. It's going to be way too many GoFundMe's coming up. Ladies, they're coming up. Even if you donated $1 to each one, you're going to be out of hundreds of dollars by the end of the month. It's coming, right? You're not ready for it. Get your heart off your sleeve, right? And put yourself first. I mean that shit. I don't care how cute the baby is. I don't give a fuck what's going on. That's their issue. What they better do is create them an email list of all these kangs out here. And whenever you need some help, God damn it, send out a mass email so that they can help you. Problem is, we already know that's not going to happen, right? Shane, what you got on this?
I just know that there is not enough bleach to clean all the pee out of that pool, and I'm not going to try to swim in it. So I'm done. I'm done with that.
I can't. Let's see who is joining the conversation, because this getting ready to get real ugly. Barbie Bird, are you dusty? Barbie Bird, are you there? Let me try your other account. Remove that one. Okay, let's try again. Barbie Bird, are you dusty?
Hell no. Sorry.
I had answered your other account. I'm gonna remove it. Go ahead. What you got on this bullshit? What do you think selective breeding is gonna do when black women have already selectively bred?
it ain't gonna do shit. Just stop fucking with niggas. Like, I don't understand. Like, do they mean selectively breeding, not breeding with them? Because that would be selective breeding, in my opinion. And them saying that's genocide, but not murking them as babies is not genocide. It's all going to end to the same result. If we just stop breeding with them, that'll fix the problem, but that's not going to happen.
Let's
These
bring
women,
it back to that word genocide real quick, because
okay.
So be it.
that doesn't trigger me at all.
Me neither. They
I
can go.
don't give a fuck.
They can go.
Okay. They throw words like that out there so that they can make you rethink what you're saying. And I don't care. If we have to start all the way over from ground zero, I'm for it, because this shit is ridiculous. It's ugly. It's fucked up. It's dangerous. It's poverty stricken. There's a whole bunch of motherfuckers out there that don't read on their level of age. And it's just crazy. It's crazy.
The genocide came from Black men, though.
Hey.
They're the ones.
And let's
committing
just
the
say we
genocides.
don't exist. Let's just say the Black community ceases to exist. Would that be a problem? I mean, kids wouldn't be starving, wouldn't be getting shot up, wouldn't be getting hurt. Like, what are we here to survive for? Struggle? Like, okay.
They just want them to exist. I don't get what existing is. You are a succubus. Let's just keep it real, y'all. The Black community is a succubus. They add nothing. They are a consumer class when they got the money. They're not adding anything. Everybody shops at Walmart at some point during the year. Get your ass in there and tell me what you buy on a regular basis that the Black community put in there. And if you say Happy Mother's Day, Father's Day cards, I'm gonna kill you. Listen, what do you go to Walmart and get on a regular basis that was put in there in stock by the Black community?
BBC.
I mean,
hair care products.
To be honest, the majority of the hair care products on the African hair care line, those are owned by white people. A lot of them sold out. Dr. Miracles did. Carol's daughter did. All of them, they're not Black owned anymore. They started out that way, but even that hair, so you can't even say the hair care products are anymore.
Thank you, Aaliyah. You just shot me down.
I mean, people even buying their pig knuckles from white people, y'all. The folks in the South that still eat that shit, they still buying their pig knuckles from white folks. There's no use for them whatsoever.
I want to talk about something else, but go ahead, DZ.
Let me see what's going on right here, and then you remind me, like, in the next 2 minutes, and you got the floor. Abortion ban. That's your name. Abortion ban. Abortion ban. Are you Dusty?
Abortion ban.
Oh my God. And this is what you're supposed to be selectively choosing from? Who's gonna select this?
Wow.
I saw, sorry to cut you off. I saw on Twitter the other day, it was a Black woman outing one of her baby daddies for constantly bringing McDonald's for the one child, but not her other kids.
I saw that. I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't with her bullshit. I'm sorry. No.
That shit is just ghetto.
I was not on her side with that shit. You need to call the other baby daddies. And why do you have multiple ones? You didn't learn nothing from the first two. You got 4, right? And that nutritious shit your current baby daddy brought, that was amazing. I mean, all the nutrients in them goddamn McDonald's hamburger buns. I'm sure he's gonna grow up to be the next Shaq.
The thing that surprised me the most was everyone on Twitter was saying, "How's she blaming the man providing?" This is our community's version of providing, is bringing McDonald's for your little kid. They're praising this man for providing. Okay.
They are men who have nothing, and they are men who have failed. They're not men. They're little boys walking around with their penises in their hands. You want to take this? You want to take this?
She played herself, actually. I think she played herself with that video. The intention was to try to expose him, and she really exposed a lot about broke-ass single mothers with multiple kids that they can, and multiple baby daddies that they cannot take care of. So really, in reality, she played herself with that video, to me. But hey.
So if you have 4 baby daddies, right, weren't you practicing selective breeding? You said the first one, it wasn't good enough. He didn't want your motherfucking ass, so he left. Then number 2, Listen, I've been pregnant before. How you do that shit 4 times with 4 different men? Look, hats off to you. But you need to knock that shit off and keep this shit off social media. Real shit. That shit was very embarrassing. The people that agree with her, hey, it is what it is. But I don't. I think people should be responsible for shit that they caused. Okay, that's part of divestment, right? You only gonna deal with the consequences of your own actions because you're putting yourself first. I think whoever made those kids, including her, should be feeding those children. But that is just me.
With 4, she needs to plug up the plumbing. I'm sorry.
It really sucks with mammies like these because we divested women, we know we're divested, we know we are not part of that, circus, but we're Black. So we already, kind of grouped in with the mammies because there's so many of them. So when they post stupid shit like this, we're all painted with one umbrella, even though we divested women don't think the same.
It's going to get worse, ladies, because look, a lot of them not going to have access to the birth control prevention and, evacuations that they're going to need.
I'm so glad we're talking about this because here's the thing, since people want to shit on old antiquated logics and celibacy is so antiquated as opposed to whores encouraging women to be whores because it's natural to want sex no matter how fucked up your situation is in order to discredit a conversation when nobody was even talking to you. This is how you know the microphone is on but nobody is listening because they created a huge issue with a loss of genetic diversity in this community. And we've been talking about that for a while because see, here's the conundrum y'all have created for yourselves, which is why a lot of these motherfuckers y'all are birthing are coming out autistic and looking fucking retarded. Are y'all ready for that conversation? Because Black people are never ready for the truth. You want to hear pretty lies, but a lot of you should know how this works since you signed up to be baby mama number 3, 4, or 5. And just think about the group that signs up to be baby mama number 8, 9, or 10.
Lord,
that's for those who think all these Black men who have upwards of 8, 9, 10, and up to 15 kids is cute. I mean, what do you think the potential mating selection looks like now? What do you think it looks like for Gen Z and Gen Alpha? How many prospects have to be eliminated from that pool just that quick? And here's the kicker. Just imagine if these Black men that y'all love so much are brothers, half brothers, or cousins, and they may not even know it thanks to all the loose dick and loose twat fucking that's been going on. Hopefully y'all see where I'm going with this, but don't take my word for it. Ask any scientist with a legitimate background in genetics or genomics, not some quack you found on the internet. Find one with some sense and ask them about the constant replication of genetic material, especially when it's already flawed. And this is not hard to understand. Take Nick Cannon, for example. Nick Cannon is sitting on his ass reproducing with all the health issues that he has and all the complications, including lupus, which is an autoimmune disorder. I need someone to tell me in the chat, raise their hand and tell me why that's problematic. But hey, even if you take hereditary illnesses and physical abnormalities off the table, I'll use my own family as an example. My uncle has 2 kids from his first marriage, 3 with my aunt, 2 he created outside the marriage. And word is he has another son that's even older than his eldest son, which means he stepped out on his first marriage. So there you have it. 1 man, 7 kids, a potential 8 that we know of, and at least 3 of which nobody has a relationship with because they were side babies. So imagine if his youngest daughter, my baby cousin, runs into one of the sons of her eldest brother. Remember, they weren't
the
raised
probability
together.
of that is high as fuck too, especially in these small towns.
If you stay in Blackistan, yes.
Together.
Yes.
She doesn't know him. He doesn't know her. So exactly. That's what they do.
Consanguinity. It's called consanguinity. There is a high prevalence, as you guys know, of consanguinity going around in especially these small communities where, it's just hard to find a mate. Well, meaning half sisters and brothers are marrying each other or mating with each other. First cousins are and double cousins are marrying each other or mating with each other. That gets the gene pool too narrow because basically your recessive genes have more of a chance of showing the hell up.
Oh yeah, you keep trying that shit, it's going to show up. It's almost like the lottery. You keep playing on the scratch off, you might get $1 or $2 there. You're going to get something. So if it keeps replicating, yes, ma'am, it is going to show the fuck up. And that dude down the street with that head that's just a little bit too fucking big. Yeah, that
Yeah,
dude.
I was gonna talk about that too. But no, that was for those who thought that being the mistress, the side bitch, and sharing a nigga was cute. Because remember, they like participating in polygamy and all kinds of degenerate shit. So you can't make me believe that y'all are now going to magically start doing genetic screenings for each and every last person you're fucking and procreating with.
They
And
don't
that is
even
the
do the
conundrum.
goddamn. They sucking dicks that got bumps on it. You don't know what the bumps are, right? It's like he done told you it's a couple of pimples. Bitch, that is a fucking breakout. You finna be walking around here looking like you got Rice Krispie treats around your fucking mouth, but you don't care because all that matters
Okay,
is that you
DZ.
get that goddamn dick. I can't stand these hoes. I can't.
DZ.
Ma'am.
I was on Ancestry.com and I had several, apparently, cousins, people I'd never known, ask me who their fathers were.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Really? I have
Yeah,
had more than one cousin ask me, do you know, did you ever meet him? Did I'm like, honey, I don't know. I'm almost your age. I have no idea.
But that is the conundrum they have put this community in. So if we're going to talk about selective breeding and why it's considered genocide to tell these women to stop procreating with these men, let's really get the fuck into it. Because you should also know that inbreeding is a technique used in selective breeding. So I'm not surprised that this is something that a lot of these Black women are running around promoting now. And so what y'all gonna have is what DZ was just talking about, a whole bunch of creatures with these big ass jug heads running around looking like motherfuckers all wrong turn in a minute. Hell, a lot of them already look like that now. So for all you Black love only mammies who stay talking shit about the women who choose to date and marry out, is this loss of genetic diversity that increases your community's genetic annihilation. And may I add, Black men seem to understand this assignment very well. Y'all bitches don't. They're not trying to breed with you. They're trying to breed you out. And so the genetic mind trick is so the Jedi mind trick is that they fed you erroneous statistics about how many Black men don't have children, that excluding many factors. And then they fed you the line that without Black men, there will be no more Black women, to deter those of you who are committed to race loyalty from doing the same thing that they're doing. And so it must take hard work to be this fucking dumb. And this is why I cannot fuck with mammies, because I couldn't think as slow as you, even if I tried. But let me guess. This is the part where they said, well, white people do it too. Oh, it's a government conspiracy. That's what it is. It's a government conspiracy. It's the white people are afraid of becoming the minority. So they're trying to, this is what it's about. They fear the Black man.
Aaliyah,
okay.
they don't even interbreed dogs anymore like that.
Okay. But you already know the Black community is a special place where all your dreams come true. Truth be told, all of this mental gymnastics is so that you can continue to fuck Black men. There's always going to be some mental gymnastics to twist shit around and get away from the truth so that you can still say they are part of your dating pool. I'm telling you in plain English. If you're dating right now and you're looking for dates actively, omit Black men altogether and then vet everybody else. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know what you heard out here. Ain't no white male worship going on. That's all they say when we start talking about genetics and shit. Omit Black men, vet everybody else. That's how that shit can go. Or you can keep up what you've been doing for the longest, and darling, you can wither away. I don't give a fuck.
So I have a question for you ladies. I'm Canadian, right? So our Naker population is quite limited, thank God. They're still here. You still see them. But regarding the femicide in the US, like they say it's a proximity issue or whatever. But now that Roe versus Wade is going to cause a lot of Black women or other women just to say no, do you think the violence is going to become even higher? Yes. And then even the violence with pregnant women is going to skyrocket as well?
Yes, it will escalate.
Do you think this is going to push Black women to see, okay, stop messing with them? No. Or are they going to be dumb?
No, because they still gonna be hollering, not all. That's what they live to do. It's not all. That's the mantra.
that this shit is going to get worse, that's exactly what I mean. They don't learn lessons. Mammies are incapable of learning lessons. Look at how many times they'll take a Dusty back. He
Oh
can
yeah.
do everything. Steal your money, touch your kids, beat your ass, not come home when he's supposed to, leave during emergencies, that type of shit. And he always finds a way back in that seat. That bitch that's on this goddamn screen right now, she's one of the motherfuckers. You can't tell me she wouldn't have took his ass back.
Even Becky's are mammying hard for them these days. I see them big old Beckys in my town. Like I never see black couples. You see the fat Becky and the Naker, and the Becky will come out of her neck just going crazy, acting like a mammy. It's crazy how dealing with the Naker just poisons you with mammyism.
I'm
Ebony,
beginning to think.
Pardon?
No, I was just telling you it was on you.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's just crazy how even just being in proximity to a Naker.
It's on Ebony real quick.
Oh, sorry, Ebony.
No, you're good.
Well, that's okay. I'm just beginning to think that black women have neurons. These mammies have only so many neurons in their brains. Fucking neurons, makeup neurons, obesity diet neurons, and basically staying where you are neurons. I don't get it. If the whole idea of expanding yourself, your expanding your life, expanding your outlook is completely, utterly foreign.
At the bottom of each one of these pots, no matter what subject we're talking about, y'all, you're gonna find that black man at the bottom of that pot. That's where this selective breeding bullshit come from. I haven't seen anybody say omit the worst group. Why even start with the worst group? The worst group has terrible numbers and terrible outcomes. So omit that, right? You do that same shit when you find in a house, okay? You consider neighborhood and everything else when it comes to buying house, price, all of that good shit. The one that don't make the cut, you don't call that realtor back. You might even block the bitch because she got a horrible deal going over here. The place got termites and need a new stove and need all this shit here. And the interest rate, damn, 8%. So she doesn't make the cut. You don't call her back. Then you work with everybody else. Why can't that concept be implemented when it comes to choosing a date? I don't get it. I'm going to watch that shit burn. I'm watching it burn.
I mean, because I guess nobody heard the old term that nothing leads nothing. I mean, if there's nothing to goddamn choose from, you're going to go dumpster diving for shit.
Absolutely.
I mean, what do you think when you go into a pile of shit, what you think you're going to pull out?
Other women, they know how to selectively breed because they have something to select from.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay. They can vet men because the men in that community, they want families, they want a legacy. The men in the black community don't. They just want to fuck for fuck's sake. That's about it.
That's the truth.
That's it. That's all they know how to do. And from the sounds of some of these women, that's all they want them to do. Come over there and beat their guts up, blow their back out. You know, that's what they want. They want them to tear the pussy up, beat it up, knock it down, every damn thing else they can think of, be as violent with it as they want. That's the shit they like. They love that shit. Big, long dick ass niggas. I swear they love that shit. See, you want to wake a black woman up, you want her to be interested. Start talking about that shit, and you got she all is then. Yeah.
Let me check this backstage. This shit is fucking embarrassing. L has showed up. Let me see who this is. Open mic. Are you Dusty?
Absolutely not.
What you got on this particular subject we talking about right here, right now?
Well, I wanted to say, I think I know why she's talking about selective breeding. I think when it comes to black women, you can't tell them anything else. You know, like how she said, I don't tell them not to close their legs because they're not doing it anyway. They've been saying since the 80s and the 70s and the 90s to close their legs. And black women have still been having children out of wedlock by themselves, multiple kids. So
Let me ask you this. If the advice is bad and it's not going to work, should you still give that advice? Because why? Go ahead.
That's still it's no different from the choose better argument. Actually, that's all it is. Vetting, choose better, selective breeding, it's all the same thing.
I think she's just trying to articulate it in a way that would be digested, because I feel like people who are so brainwashed, with a black glove and supporting black men. I feel like it takes a lot to even get through to them, to talk to them. It doesn't matter what they go through, how traumatic it is, how much they've been abused, how much they struggle. It's like the hold is so strong, it's impossible to find the right words, to try and break them out of it. So I think she just tries to say it in a way that it's going to reach somebody, because it's like when they were saying that she was too radical, I noticed that she kind of toned it down a bit, where she's not as abrasive and aggressive with it, and it seems like more black women are listening to her. So I'm not sure if she's like a turncoat or whatever, but I feel like that's why she's been changing her language like that.
Okay, let me give you like a small metaphor. Well, in the medical field, if you've ever worked for a doctor's office, hospital, whatever, you get diagnosed, right? And they tell you what to do next. These are the steps that you do next. When you come to your next appointment, if you haven't done that, you run the risk of being discharged for non-compliance, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to change the way that you're able to live just because you don't want to do it, because you think you're incapable of doing it, or you think it's too much. They'll discharge your ass, give you 30 days to find somebody else because you need to be compliant when you're in a situation. In 5.5 hours, every 5.5 hours, that's a situation.
Oh, I absolutely agree, but I just think with the black community, it's like most people are, it's like people are drug addicts addicted to the poverty and the drama and black men. It's like you can't tell them nothing, no matter what they see or what they experience, you can't get through to them. So
Yeah.
I just think that, you know, I just thought that that's why she was doing it. I listen to her a lot. I don't agree with everything that she says. I agree with you guys. Just don't deal with them in the first place. They don't do anything, no matter, whether they're educated or not. They still treat you like shit, still abandon the kids. But at
You
the
know,
same time, it's like, I also don't want like a lot of black women who also still have the same fucked up mentality going around and fucking it up, lowering the standard going to other men too. So I kind of just wish that the women who aren't gonna Divest sit there, because I don't want them fucking it up.
If they
Giving
ain't
all
gonna
their
divest, right? You run no risk of them fucking up the other dating pool. You get what I'm saying? Because if they're not coming, they can't affect it. The ones that get it though, you should tell the truth for those that get it. So if you got 3,000 women listening, if you could save two, to me, it's worth it, right?
okay,
Fuck them other bitches. Go ahead.
you here's the thing. I Nobody cares about anybody else's opinion. Okay, let's be clear about that. I don't care about selective breeding. I don't care about those who say not all. I don't care about the still black male worshipers or whatever you want to call them. We call them mammies. I don't care about none of that. You can think whatever you want to think, but what you're not gonna do is go on your channel and start throwing shade and talking shit, talking about these ideas are old and antiquated. These women are not going to do it. And that telling people to stop sleeping with them is just promoting genocide. And those people are the people who hate black women and children and all this stuff. See, that's where you fucked up at. See, that's where a lot of them bitches go wrong. Nobody cares about your opinion. It's all that other shady, fucked up shit that you want to add on to it. And see, that's right there. So are you going to tell me she didn't also say that?
No, I agree with you.
See, that's where the shit goes completely left at all the time. See, nobody gives a fuck about that other shit. She entitled to her opinion just like everybody else. But when you start trying to throw us under the fucking bus to try to get your point across, now it's a problem.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that, and I think that her inability to kind of take a firm stance, the position that you guys do, because it's reality at the end of the day. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
rate at which women are dying, and I mean the rate of inflation, black women are at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
And what benefits they did have, they're losing because of their attachments to black men.
Yeah.
So it's getting to crunch time, and the women who aren't gonna heed the message are gonna drown and suffer the most. So I
Oh yeah.
definitely agree with you guys. It's not really
See,
a time to be politically correct, um,
Right.
but I do that's why I thought that she was coming at it from that angle to try and get
Well, you got
something
to consider this too, open mic. When you have when you have pass, right?
Mhm.
That's is what it is. You can only go so far with your advice. It was the same thing I was saying about Kevin Samuels. Yeah, he can't really give you marriage advice, but for so far because he has two failed marriages. If you have children that they didn't come up under proper circumstances, you can only go but so far. But I'm down for we need a generation or two, maybe three generations of black women that just don't deal with them at all, because like
Yeah.
you said, it's crunch time and women are dying. We're gonna have more people dying in childbirth as well. We're also,
Mhm.
don't forget about niggas like Ray Caruth. When you get pregnant by them and they don't want you to have a baby, they take you and the baby out while you're still pregnant. All of that is going
And
to
it's
increase.
not just the death either. It's just the constant terrorism. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
all the murders, the thefts, the
The music.
beatings. Yeah. Oh, the music is so terrible. I
Oh,
have a younger relative, and she put on some of the new music. I was horrified. Like it was so awful, just evil.
And
And
DZ, when you sorry, you go ahead.
I'm
I
just
was about
saying,
to say, you see that karma, DZ, with Ray Caruth? He tried to kill her and the baby, and the
Mm-hmm.
baby lived, and the baby looked exactly like him.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly like him.
Mm-hmm. And that's
He,
just
he
one
retarded,
man.
unfortunately, but
He's disabled.
yeah. I'm
And you're
sorry to
right, we
disable
do
you.
need 3 generations of black women
Mhm.
who don't fuck with them, because even if, like, we need to wipe out this entire culture and it needs to be gone for at least 100 years, I think, until it's just gone out of existence, so the newer black generation does not look back and copy from
but the
this
thing
whole.
is like there has to be an investment or care to the children or the quality of life. Like everyone that I meet, I grew up extremely poor, and there was no consensus, there was no care or consideration to the quality of life of us kids. Like nobody gives a shit about the kids. Nobody says, "Oh, where are my kids gonna grow up? What kind of life are they gonna have?" It's just they're living
You're
ass to
dealing with an
mouth.
animalistic group of people.
That's
These
exactly. Yep.
people, these are the type of people that fuck by dumpsters outside of nightclubs, like some dogs. You can't ask them to do certain things, like with the selective breeding. You can't ask black women to do that. Look at how they choose their mates.
Yep.
Look at how they choose their mate. They'll choose a nigga because he runs a basketball through a hoop every time he throws it. Just
I
little bullshit. And the
It's
looks
true.
part, that's the one that gets me.
The hair. The hair.
And
Look at his hair.
that's another thing. Ever since I was a kid, I thought that the shit was fucked up. I never even understood, like, being as poor as we were, even the white people, they had, like, trailers that their family owned that they can live in, but we never had shit. And I always asked my mom, like, why did you have kids? And she'd be like, oh, I wanted black kids. Like, that
Yeah.
was her only answer
Yeah,
for
that's
why
all
she
they
had
want.
kids.
They just want to exist. That's why that word genocide bothers them so much. It's like, well, there won't be any more black people. So fucking what?
But
In
they're
the
not
That's what
doing
it looks like
diaspora,
when
anything,
they're here.
and nothing is being done as a collective in the United
But
States or any
here's
of the
the
Western
kicker.
countries
even
to
in the
solidify.
diaspora, your point of having
Yeah,
children is not for the kids to have a good quality of life. You're supposed to have kids so they can grow up and take care of you. That's literally it in the African
but
culture.
they're not
So
even doing anything to ensure that we grow up viable into
exactly.
adulthood to take care of them. Like none of it makes sense. There's no investment in us. There's no infrastructure. There's
Nope.
nothing. None of it makes
Nope.
sense. It's just chaos,
We're supposed to
terrorism,
build for
and
them,
chaos.
remember?
Yep,
Okay, open mic. It's on Aaliyah real quick.
absolutely.
Oh no, I was just saying the thing is the men that they're trying to selectively breed with don't give a fuck about breeding you out. You're trying to breed with them and they're trying to breed you out. They do not give a fuck. They've already that's why they run around here saying all these other groups of women, especially white women, are having black children. And they got other dumbass black women talking about you are the seed of your father, going right along with that shit. We are helping them breed us the fuck out by following along with this brainwashed ass doctrine that they keep feeding us. But here's the thing, I don't like it because people try to talk about when we got on the whole celibacy thing, and I'm trying to figure out when it is multiple factors that we're dealing with as black women. If anybody needs to plug it up and stop fucking so goddamn much and get their head brain out their panties and stop thinking with their pussies, it's black women. Stop fucking so goddamn much. The STDs fucked up, HIV off the chain, every fucking thing, congenital syphilis off the chain. We are leading in every major fucked up statistic as far as our health is concerned. You need to be worried about doing a little bit more than laying on your back, spreading your goddamn legs. That's why I said, why is that so fucking hard? It's so much shit going on that we need to be trying to correct, but all y'all want to do is think about all this fucking all the time.
Well, I have a history lesson. Back in the day, during the Harlem Renaissance, there was this thing called the Talented Tenth. I know a lot of ladies in the audience understands this. And then, there were the colorist societies and sororities and things like that. Some of the black upper echelon black bourgeois in New York, I remember I read where one African American male was so happy that his son had married a white woman. He stood up and said, "We are almost about to breed the black out of this family." And he thought that was something to say.
That's been their plan. That's what they've been doing. We're the ones that's late to the fucking party. Okay, they've been doing that shit.
I think the obsession with sex comes from nothing else can be achieved. If you're good in academia, if you have a natural talent, there's no money for that. You need to sit down, shut up. Nobody wants to hear that. But if somebody goes to prison or needs bailed out, they got money for that shit, though. If they want lottery tickets, they got money for that. So I think the obsession with sex comes from it's easy achievement, and they see kids as an achievement they don't have to work for. I think that's what it comes from.
I
Let me check
agree.
this back room real quick, ladies. Give me 1 second. Cameo, are you dusty?
No, ma'am, I am not dusty.
Wonderful. The mic is yours.
Okay, no pressure, no pressure. Um,
Okay, I'm gonna put you in
sorry.
the back. Okay, boo. Get your
Okay,
thoughts together, and I'll bring you back up. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'm going to drop down for somebody else to come up, but thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Make sure you come back.
All right.
Bye. Lydia, are you dusty? Lydia.
No more.
Oh my God.
Another one of y'all star men, the unicorn,
the Kangs.
Yeah. Anybody want to
King
come get
Kangs.
this is what y'all have to choose from. That.
May I
And
ask
let me tell you something else. You know what? There are several women right here on this app that would fuck him. You think I'm lying?
I know you're not lying.
Baby,
I know you're not.
He would be choosing. He got multiple black women that will fuck him. Dead
I don't
serious.
understand it, DZ, because most of them look like they need to be in a corner drooling.
Of course. I told you, wrong turn.
I thought something was wrong with me for not finding them attractive. For not finding them attractive.
Good evening, ladies. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
First of all, cicadas cannot be vetted. That's first things first.
Facts.
Number two, they're not offering anything anyway. The only thing that they're outnumbering everybody on is the roster and Department of Corrections.
Yo, this shit is a hot ass mess. I'm gonna enjoy. I hate it, but I'm gonna enjoy watching the I told you so. Cause come on, ladies, admit it. Once you tell somebody some shit fixing to go down, and they the naysayers, all of them naysayers, and then when the shit happens, don't you love? You don't even have to say it, but don't you love the feeling of, bitch, I told you that 5 months ago. I love that feeling. A lot of people, they act like they don't feel like that. Oh, saying I told you so is not necessary. I was like, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Maybe he or her will listen next time. Because goddamn it, I ain't going. But I will be watching for damn sure. Gotta make sure my YouTube premium is paid because I want to see y'all shit in living color. I want to see the videos that you're gonna put up talking about how he left, talking about how you got 3 kids and don't know what you're gonna do. How you talking about, oh, my eye is swole. It's just now going down a little bit enough for me to come on camera, ass bitch. That's what I'm looking for because you got the chance right now and been having it for a few years. But right now, you got the chance to not let this shit happen to you, man. So I gotta enjoy that a little bit. Sorry, not the fuck sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Black, are you dusty? Tony, are you dusty?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Hello?
can.
Hey, no, I'm not dusty at all. Absolutely not. Okay, so what I wanted to say, I wasn't able to say it, but the 5.5 hour situation, since the beginning of June, that shit dropped down to straight 5 hours. And it's gonna get
Really?
worse by the end of August. And I promise you, it's probably gonna drop even lower by winter. Summer
Let me
and
ask you
winter.
something. Can you
Yeah.
put the link to that in the chat, because I got to tweak my motherfucking mouth, because if it's 5 hours, that's what the fuck I got to start saying. So where's that coming from? That came at the beginning of the month, you said?
Yeah, I saw it like the first week of the month. I saw an article that said it's dropping down to almost 5 hours flat. I'm gonna find the article and drop it in the chat. And also when you're done with the live, so it stays there so people could see it.
Please do. Please do, because on
Yeah.
Friday we might be saying something else. And like I said, I'm going to laugh my ass off. Hey, it's one thing for somebody that didn't know. You can feel sorry for her. God damn it, she didn't know. She went into it blind. She didn't know this was going to happen to her. But the chicks that told you you can kiss their entire ass and you're going to do what you do, and I like black men, and I like this, and I like that, well, go do it. Now, when I respond to the consequences of that, I don't want to hear about how evil I am. Miss me with that bullshit.
Can I?
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so oh, sorry.
In 2022, are women still asking where are all the good black men?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are you fucking? I'm sorry. Are you freaking serious?
Yes.
I hope not.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
I shit you not.
And the killing part about it is you got men on this platform who are trying to get that number down even lower. But this is who you are supposed to selectively breed with. They're trying to get that number down to 2 hours. They said let's make it between 2 hours and 1 hour. They think the shit is funny. They think it is cute. But this is who you're supposed to selectively breed with.
And they're dead serious.
This is
They
why I
sure are.
love Brad.
So I'm just gonna say this one thing and drop down. For people that are looking for a way to get out of the neighborhood or get out of a certain area that they're in, if you feel like you have to roommate. If you feel like you can find somebody that you can trust, go ahead. If you don't want to tell them what's going on, but you let them know you're in danger, that's fine. Be discreet as much as possible, because the idea of posting this, I understand you want to let as many people know to divest. Be careful. Because a
Yeah,
lot
I'm
of these
always
people, if they,
careful. I don't talk like this in public where my
yeah,
real
yeah.
life reside. But yeah, she's telling y'all right. Don't have
I
these
mean, like
conversations with motherfuckers. Don't do that. Not in your real
yeah,
life.
don't do that because it's because I understand you know, you got to make sure you're secure, but everybody else, no, because they'll get smart for about 5 seconds just to find you because you said something. Be as discreet as possible, but if you can get the message out there, go ahead. Roommate, move, get the strap, do whatever you have to do. But if y'all keep selectively breeding the way y'all selectively breed, y'all gonna buy roses before y'all buy dogs. That's it. I'm out.
Thanks for coming up, ladies. Look at this pretty, pretty, pretty girl.
Oh God, what happened to her?
I covered her. I want to say 2 lives ago, because last time we was here, we did the Unicorn Awards. But I know y'all remember her. Her mother was with a guy that, of course, he was ashy and dusty and all that extra shit. Well, he shot that little girl in the head, execution style. The reason I brought her back up here is because someone sent me another video, right, where this, like I said, shouldn't be happening, because you know what's up out here. That little girl was the oldest of her 3 children. But let me show y'all something real quick concerning her and the man that did it. Her mother, I feel sorry that the little girl is gone. I do. But I want y'all to hear how many times her killer got a second chance.
I got into an argument with her over a cake.
While Jeremiah Jones claims to Fox 26 he's innocent, he's got quite the rap sheet at just 22 years old.
He's 22, and that man said quite the rap sheet at 22. You got to understand, 22, he was in high school 4 years ago. 22, he just was legally able to purchase a cocktail with liquor in it. Okay? Listen to this motherfucker's rap sheet, and that woman brought this man in her house and reproduced with him. Let's go.
When he's 18 years old in 2018, you've got a page worth of criminal offenses in Harris County.
The criminal justice system gave Jones break after break, but that didn't stop him from racking up new criminal charges while out on bond. He was even out on bond in Fort Bend County.
5 days ago, he pled guilty to felony theft and was sentenced to 172 days. And then I said, time served.
Get this. The Fort Bend County DA's office tells us Jones served his 172 days while being in and out of the Harris County Jail and Fort Bend County Jail for bond violations. Instead of revoking his bond for felon in possession of a weapon, 338th Criminal District Court Judge Ramona Franklin just raised the bond amount higher.
That bitch right there on his 6th bond. She didn't revoke it. She just raised it a little bit. First of all, he's been on bond 6 times, so you know he's going to make the bond. I don't know where he's getting the money from, but he's making bond. This chick, remember we talked about the educated mammies? This is the type of shit I'm talking about. They love seeing y'all accomplished asses up on them benches when they done fucked up, because they already know they going to the house. They going to the house because you don't want some other black woman's son to have to suffer the oppression of the system. Come on, let's go.
Jones bonded out yet again on June 1st.
He's actually out on now 3 felony bonds because he's out on the burglary again. He's out on the felon in possession of a weapon, a gun again. Now he's out on another felony, evading arrest.
On Monday, police say Jones shot his ex-girlfriend and then shot and killed her 9-year-old daughter in the Heights.
Before she was even shot, he went directly to the bedroom and, for the most part, executed this 9-year-old girl.
We asked Jones if he's innocent. Why did his ex-girlfriend say he shot the little girl?
Honestly, ma'am, I really don't know. I'm just trying to get all of this resolved. Because I was at a gas station on camera minutes before they say, within probably like 15 to 20 minutes before they even said that this happened.
Now she became the 175th victim of what I call the Harris County bond pandemic. The bottom line is none of this should have ever happened.
He said, bottom line is none of this should have ever happened. I share his sentiments. Only thing is, after that, I'm not going to feel sorry for her. RIP to that baby girl. I'm side-eyeing her mother. Because this boy, right, he got a rap sheet longer than when your relationship started. I don't want to hear about how it wasn't violent. Burglary is somebody that they'll go ahead and do some more crazy shit after that. Usually these crimes, they go in a step and stare type way. They start out nonviolent most of the time. Okay, you got your exceptions. But if you getting ready to reproduce, because she had a baby by this motherfucker, reproduce with someone, can it not be somebody that has a criminal record long as your leg? What's going on? That's why I bring it back to the top. That selective breeding is not going to work. She selected him. That's who she selected. So what the fuck? I can't.
Black
do
women
this.
will select black men straight up off the street. He could be homeless, living in a cardboard fucking box. They will select him and take him home. The same way they will select a motherfucker in prison behind bars doing 2 bids. He could be there for the next 15 or 20 years. They'll select his ass too. Black women will take absolutely fucking anything. And they can get mad, but that's just the truth. And this is the reputation that we have. That's why people feel like they don't have to do shit for black women. They don't have to treat us with no type of respect. They don't feel like they have to do anything, because every time somebody sees or hears anything from us, it's some of the most low vibrational bullshit ever. The shit that we talk means absolutely nothing to anybody in the real world. It just sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit. We sound like, I mean, to be honest, a lot of us sound just as slow as these niggas we be talking about all the time. It's like that's really what it is. We will select the worst of the worst. So to tell people to selectively breed, choose better, vet, and all this shit, we've seen the shit that Black women got the propensity to choose. Okay? They cannot vet. That's why the fuck we got into this mess.
You can't vet a group of men that don't like you. That's the, real basic part of it. Black men do not like Black women. I know that sounds crazy as fuck, but they don't like you, right? Anything that you do bothers them. They don't like the way you look. They don't like the way you talk. They don't even like the way you smell. They're telling everybody that you stink. They don't like anything about you. Here's the deal. If you don't have enough self-esteem to not choose a group of men that can't stand your group of women, why don't you just take a hiatus from dating until you get your head together? Because y'all getting shot because you put too much mayonnaise on a nigga sandwich. I shit you not.
Girl, the motherfucker could be working at McDonald's, Subway. It don't matter where he working at. You still gonna have a whole horde of Black women talking about, at least he got a job. See, that's the problem with you Black women. And it's like, girl, did you not just hear what the fuck? He ain't the manager. He ain't the general manager. He ain't the regional manager. This motherfucker, the fry cook. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like they don't want you to have no type of standards when it comes to them whatsoever. And they shame Black women, other Black women who do. That's why people don't feel like they got to do shit for Black women. They feel like we take all the castaways and throwaways of society, and in reality, we really do. A lot of Black women, the majority of Black women will take absolutely anything. And I can say that as a Black woman because we do it. I see it.
Yeah. I don't even know. It's on you, Elle.
I agree with everything that you guys are saying. And I really do wish that Black women will wake up. But we already know that they're not. So, like I've said before, the only thing that we can do is worry about ourselves and only communicate with women that we can verify are really divested.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a lot of us. It's not a lot of us right now. And even though years and time is going to pass, it's still not going to be a lot of us because you have all of this delusional thinking and this unwillingness to accept reality that is in the Black community, especially when it comes to Black women and accepting the fact of how Black males really are. They don't want to accept it. Y'all have heard me say plenty of times when I've talked about a family member of mine when I was asking her, why don't you just give up on Black men if you're tired? And she said, I cannot give up. I can never give up. And that sadly is the sentiments of like 95% of Black women. No matter what they go through or what they see, they just refuse to accept shit. And they just a lost cause. I'm sorry.
You
I
absolutely
agree. I
correct.
agree. I
You're
agree.
absolutely correct, man. And the thing is, I used to be sad about that. I did. Not so much anymore. Because it's not like they just going on and living their life and doing what they do and choosing the men that they actually want. They are talking shit, then leaving the room. So since you're gonna talk shit about it, I there's no need of me feeling sad about what's getting ready to happen to you because you were given the gift of knowing better and you refused it. So yeah, I'll be playing a video concerning your bullshit now. Go ahead, Ebony.
No, I mean, I agree with everything everyone on the panel is talking about. But also, don't forget, just because he's a 6 and 7 figure, maybe even 8 figure Black man, you still side eye him and leave him alone because there's no telling that he's going to be not beating your ass behind those gated communities.
I heard one of them niggas say that when you get a 6-figure nigga, you gonna have to put up with certain amounts of abuse because he got options. I shit you not.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But when you think about it, even when they pick the 6-figure niggas, they don't pick them for the right reasons. I mean, so it's like that's why they end up being baby mamas for rappers and NBA players and all this other shit. And it's like that's what people do. They find single motherhood is synonymous with Black women. We are the perpetual baby mamas of society. And that's the way people treat us, and that's the way it's always been. And it's no matter how much we try to break that stereotype. That's why I said with that lady with that video, she really played herself to me. She really did. That's why I said we are never going to be able to break away from certain shit as long as you got motherfuckers like her recording the shit, putting it on the internet. I said she played the fuck out of herself. I wasn't amused at all. And I'm like, she thinks she exposing him, but in reality, she embarrassing the fuck out of herself. All she doing is goddamn making it seem, she is making them seem justified when they warn other men to not fuck with single mothers in the first place.
Wow. They are in a very good position. Black men, not only is the media protecting them, I've seen several stories just today where they didn't even show the mugshot of the arrestee. They protect the shit out of Black men. Nobody in society can say what they want to say to these motherfuckers, even when it's correct, right? Black women protect them. Then you got your SJWs, they protect them. It's a hot ass mess. It truly is. When I told y'all earlier, somebody shot a Black woman in Georgia because she put too much mayonnaise on the sandwich, I wasn't bullshitting. The sound of your voice bothers them. Okay, it's simple. Just like with whoever is bothered by my voice, they could just simply walk away, but they come up here yelling and saying abortion ban and saying all kind of crazy shit. They hate you, but they need you at the same time. And that right there is toxic as fuck. You have to walk away. Okay, let me show y'all that shit real quick. And then I know it's getting ready to be pandemonium up here because this was a hot mess. And this is one of those times where they protected the Black man that pulled this shit with the story.
We're learning new information about the person who was allegedly shot and killed over mayonnaise. You heard that right. The person killed was an employee at a Subway restaurant, just identified as 26-year-old Brittany Macon.
11 Alive's Paula Searle has spent the night getting to know a lot more about the victim. Paula?
Yeah, Ron, I spoke to her family on the phone tonight. Many of them too distraught, too shocked to speak to me on camera, but they didn't want to miss out on the opportunity of telling me how important, how sweet, and how hardworking Brittany was. This is Brittany Macon. Her family members tell 11 Alive she had just started her job at this Subway on Northside Drive about 3 weeks ago. Just before that, she worked at UPS. On Sunday night, police say a 36-year-old shooter walked into the Subway, killing Brittany and injuring another employee. Family members identified that employee as 24-year-old Jada Nicole, who police say is in critical condition. The restaurant owner, Willie Glenn, says it all unfolded because a customer thought there was too much mayonnaise on his sandwich.
Well-rounded young ladies, really hard workers. Everybody loved them.
Glenn adds that Jada had her 5-year-old son with her inside the store when it happened. Family says Brittany and Jada lived together and that Brittany loved Jada's son, who witnessed the shooting, as her own.
Someone who failed to resolve a conflict by just walking away, having a conversation to just reorder a sandwich, decided to take actions into his hands. And now we have families who are devastated.
Brittany's family adds that she was smart and sweet, so much so she planned and paid for a big family reunion a month ago for everyone to be together. That was the last time many family members were able to see her. She was a daughter, a sibling to 4, a cousin to many, and a hard worker.
I don't know what the world is coming to. Everybody wants to carry a gun. Everybody wants to, scare somebody with a gun. It's just, it's scary out here.
Now, Brittany's family tells me they were all supposed to be together, reunited for the 4th of July in Savannah. Instead, family members from Arizona and Savannah are flying in after this tragic and horrific incident.
Bless you, whoever the hell up here sneezing like that. Bless you. Anyway, y'all, the Black dude that owned the Subway or whatever, he's thinking about packing up and leaving, right? He's thinking about getting the hell up out of here. Now, y'all, they're always complaining that businesses don't want to open in their areas. Okay. This is why. When you see black people crying about food deserts and shit, I wouldn't feel sorry for them. I don't give a shit. If you've come in with that, well, that's not some of the women's fault. There's some people there that they need it. There's kids there that need it. I'm of the opinion that the men in the respective communities that they reside are supposed to provide such things like food and shelter in schools and hospitals for the people in their community. Well, if everybody packs up and leave and you stay there, right? I don't care what happens to you. I don't. I'm getting my heart off my sleeve, period. You know, if you're going to continue to say we are oppressed and you standing next to a dusty ass nigga that ain't adding nothing to the community, what the fuck are we supposed to do about it? What are we supposed to do? That's your choice. Those are your baby daddies and your cousins and people that you still attached to. And you didn't require them to do anything. So my thing is, go ahead and deal with it. You don't have shit in your community. You must like it because you keep fucking them. You keep giving them your niceties and access to you. So what is everybody else supposed to do? It's not right to have other men from other communities be required to come in and build some shit that the men in your community were supposed to build. So if you don't have it, look at how many people have to actually leave their neighborhoods and their areas to go to a hospital when they have some sort of medical emergency. Look at how that goes. You don't see any communities that are black that have their own hospital. You could call it an urgent care or whatever, but you know what I'm talking about. If you need your goddamn appendix removed, you cannot get it done in a building that's owned by black people. You can't. It is what it is. Miss Gibson, are you dusty?
No, I'm not. I hope you guys can hear me though. My phone always has a problem. Okay, good. All right. I just wanted to say, okay, good. I agree with most of what you guys always say. I will say the only difference that I have is that I probably still have my heart on my sleeve for black women. I know that they really just are like any other woman, and they just want to be in a good relationship with a man and have children, just like the majority of women do, but they don't have to navigate through the crazy matrix that black women have to navigate through in the black community. And with being oversexed, I don't believe black women are oversexed. When you're single, you're not getting enough sex. Even if they're hopping from man to man, that's still not as much sex as a married woman is getting. You know, you can have it every night if you want as a married woman. So if they really wanted that much sex, it would be better for them to find a committed relationship with a good partner so they can have all that kind of sex. You know?
Let me ask you this. Where do you think
Okay, I'm married and you really don't have that much sex, baby. Sorry.
I'm
if the women are oversexed, if they're oversexed, like you saying,
Miss Gibson, wait a minute. We got to take your shit point by point, right? You said a lot right there, okay? Black women have the highest rate of STDs and out of wedlock births. That's oversexed, even if they don't get sex but once a goddamn year. That's oversexed. Those
I agree with sex inside of marriage.
Are you aware that 60% of the new cases of HIV are black women? 60%.
I don't agree with having sex outside of marriage.
No, are you aware of the statistic? Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I've heard you guys say that.
No, you didn't. No, that's fact though. Did you look it up? Did you read it?
No, I've heard you guys say that. I believe that.
No. But here's the thing. Where do you think the whole Jezebel archetype came from? And better yet, who do we see twerking every fucking well all the time? Just shaking ass. So my thing is, if you hello,
I'm
here.
So who do we see doing all this?
You already know.
Hello,
Miss Gibson.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that
I thought. But so don't pretend like that was erroneous. That was absolutely factual. And what I'm saying is, if you don't want that to be the image of black women anymore, then don't keep going against the people that's trying to change that bullshit. Okay, because whether you like it or not, that is the global image of the American Black woman. Now, am I incorrect when I say that? Is it not?
Yes, that it is, because they're outside of, they're
End of
outside of
discussion.
marriage.
End of discussion.
Sweetheart, married or no, the statistics are there. I understand where you're coming from. That, Black women want the same thing that other women want naturally. Got it. The problem is Black women live in a fucked up community. You said it yourself that we have to navigate so much garbage to even try to get there. So we're just saying, ladies, don't bother yourself. If you want to get there, go elsewhere. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And that's what I was saying. I'm saying, as far as the women that like to have sex a lot and all that stuff, it would be better if they just got married, if that's where they're coming from, I mean, I have to admit, I'm not around like a stan community, and I see the married Black women, and I'm just thinking that would solve that problem,
Married Black women
not
don't do
that
shit.
there's too much
Married people
sex.
go through a whole bunch of mess too. Just because you're married doesn't mean you're not gonna have any
No, I know
problems
that.
with
That's
being
not what I'm
married.
that's not what I'm talking. I'm not talking about problems and stuff like that. I'm talking about the sex part,
I mean, but
Okay,
if
I'm
you have a
sorry. I got
problem,
something to
you're
tell
not
you.
going to be having sex probably, or it's just going to be dysfunction to where sex is probably not going to be that important.
Exactly.
Marriage
And
is
I
not
got
a
some.
marriage is not a magic wand. Well, if you
No,
just
it's
get
not.
married, all of a sudden you won't have any problems or issues to combat.
No, I'm not
Exactly.
thinking
And
about
Black
problems or
women,
issues or anything like that.
and Black women who are married, a lot of them end up with HIV, and that's the only man they've ever been with.
Right. So you can't with the whole get married thing. That's not really a solution. I mean,
No,
I'm
I'm
not
not
against
thinking that
marriage,
Black women
but
should be marrying Black men. That's not what I'm saying at all. They need to leave Black men all the way alone, for
I
sure.
know, but I'm just saying, irregardless as to what man they marry, there's no guarantee that you still won't have issues within your marriage. Marriage doesn't solve. It's like I said,
No,
it's
I'm
not a
not
marriage
talking. I'm
bond.
not talking about
It's not a.
relationship. We all know that you have to work on your relationship, of course.
Okay.
But I'm still missing what you're saying because a marriage is a relationship. So I'm still.
Miss
Yeah.
Gibson,
So
are
you
you
just so.
Miss Gibson, are you a Black woman?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, lovely Lunarian. I am fucking amazing. I just get astonished sometimes when I hear some of the shit that's going on. What out of all the shit that was said up here today, the deaths, the murders, the schools, all the shit that we talked about, Miss Gibson is she doesn't agree with the sex part. And this right here is proving.
Oh, okay. Well, I see where you guys are coming from. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you got to stop interrupting me. That's you got to stop doing that because we let you go, as long as you wanted to. So you're going to get the mic back. Just give me 1 second. The only problem she had with what we said was that Black women were oversexed. And I think looking at the STD rate, the baby mama and baby daddy shit and all that right there alone lets you know that Black women are oversexed. Okay? So yeah, I'm good, lovely Lunarian. I'm just sitting here with my mouth open looking like you what? I can't, y'all. So that's the only thing you didn't agree with?
I heard everything and I appreciate what you guys do. I think maybe you took my tone wrong. I'm in the section all the time. I listen to your show all the time. I appreciate that you're getting the message out to the Black woman and everything that's happening. I definitely have compassion for the women and what they're going through, the mayonnaise and getting away from the community, all that. What I'm saying is, whenever I hear someone saying, you got to close your legs, you got to close your legs, I'm just thinking from my perspective that it would be better like if there is.
You going in and out, Miss Gibson. You just started sounding like a robot, right? It seems like the only thing you're having an issue with is the sex part. And it just proves the point that sex is very important to Black women. Really.
It's more important to them than anything.
I'm not oversexed. I'm sure a lot of people on this panel are not oversexed. We're just saying it was just a generalization when you look at the statistics. That's what you can deduce from the statistics.
But it's true though, because if you look at all I'm quite sure we all have known several Black women who will mess with a naker who don't have nothing. He could be poor and broke and homeless, and they'll still be like, well, at least he's still good in bed. He still got some good dick, or they'll say some retarded shit like that.
Listen,
I've never had
that's
this
all right
conversation,
there.
you know.
They love saying, they love talk about the
Hell, you got to
BBC
stop
and
with the R word, girl. You got to stop with both the R words.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, my
No,
fault.
you good to go. I'm
have listened
tripping up
to
here
these
about what she's
women do.
saying. I am stunned.
I mean, you got women up
No,
here that will sit here and do 2 and 3 hour lives, and at the very end of the live, where they've been shitting on Black men the whole time, and still bust out. But they got some good ass dick though. Now I know
Okay.
we all done heard that bullshit.
Man, listen, and the shit is so embarrassing. It really is. Black women was the ones that came up with for the dick challenge. I mean, everything is about that. And the reason it's like that is because that's all their men have to offer. They don't have anything else to offer, so they can't consider anything else. They can't consider finances and real estate and shit like that. All they can consider is that shit log sitting in between that pelvic area. So they are oversexed. They try to emphasize sex because that is all that's there. It's free. And as long as that motherfucker is working, they can get it. And I'm not talking about a job. I'm talking about the erections. If the erections are working, they're free. They can get it. And that's why they're so obsessed with it. And out here with kids they can't take care of, with STDs that they can't cure.
DZ, you got them going around saying, Dusty dick is unfortunately it's the best dick. It's like, what?
Yes.
I heard that too.
Had you seen that, Miss Gibson?
No, that's what I'm saying. They need to get away from those men. I don't believe they're having good sex. I don't believe for 1 minute they're having good sex.
Yeah,
I think sex is good. I think people
know
should
you
be able
do.
to have sex.
I know you do, girl, because you came up here and took your earrings off for a second. What you
No, I
mean?
wasn't taking my earrings off to you guys. I wasn't taking my earrings off. I just want them to know that if that's their thing, then they should be able to have it in a healthy environment. They don't need to have it the way that they're having it. That's not good. It doesn't sound good, the picture that you're painting.
I agree, but they refuse to get rid of the shit log. It's not going anywhere. You will see this shit get worse. I promise you it's going to get worse. Just sit back and watch. And then maybe, just maybe, next month, well, let's be realistic. Around Christmas time, you probably gonna think Black women are oversexed. Wait till them GoFundMe's come out for Christmas toys and food, and the rent went up and all that shit. If you see a Black woman standing there with all them babies and can't take care of them, some of that sex she shouldn't have had. Right?
Exactly.
I don't believe that they're having good sex.
She shouldn't have had any of that sex. But it's not good.
I think when they're doing all that running around talking about, yeah, I'm getting this, he's this, I think that's a defense mechanism. They're not having no good sex.
I don't think they're having good sex. I don't think they're having good sex at all. And that's what I'm saying. People that are having good sex, they're in committed relationships and marriages.
And they're not.
They just need to know that they could have real good, better sex than what they're doing. You know that. I think sex is good, and I think sex is made to be had. That's what I'm saying. But I don't believe that what they're having is good sex.
In my opinion, if you really are getting it like that and everything's the bomb diggity, why you gotta broadcast and talk about it all the time? I don't give a shit. I'm about to say the wrong word. I don't give a crap who you are laying with, getting dick from. Why do you have to broadcast it if it's just the bomb?
It's not good. It's not good if you're hopping from man to man, and it's not good if he, has sex with you and leaves. How is that good? You should be able to remember positive experiences.
That's the norm in the Black community. It really is. For them to get some, they the ones that came up with hump and dump. Okay, they act like animals. The dogs don't give a damn if you see them fucking. They gonna keep humping while you walking down the damn street looking at them. They not gonna stop. That's how the Black community. That reminds me of the Black community so much, because they don't form any attachments. The women do. But a black man can put it in your ass and don't give a damn about your ass, not even a little bit. Okay, so it's like a dog. It really is.
Miss Gibson, I follow what you was. I understand what you was trying to ask. I really do.
Yeah.
I understand what you.
For me, like the women, like I feel so like I just want to like rake them out of that community because when I'm around here, when I do see the black women, there was a black woman that I saw the other day, and she was a black woman and she was with a black man, you know, and she had a little infant baby. And I said, beautiful family, you know, and she said, oh, this is my brother. The man standing next to her was not her partner, it was her brother. And I was thinking, where's her partner at? You know what I mean? Like it happens so fast.
Yeah.
It's just terrible, you know?
That's the community in which they come from. And they see all the same shit that we see, right? As far as the sex goes, it needs to be protected, number one. Number two, there are so many other things on the list that black women have to take care of first before they even think about having sex with folk. A lot of black women need therapy, y'all. They do. They need it. They can sit up here and tell you some shit, right? And then turn around and undo it with the last sentence of their broadcast. These people need help. I do not trust them to be able to make, sound decisions about sex right now because, like I said, look at the community. Look at the community. And I hate even calling it a community.
No black woman should be having sex with a black man, period. Close your legs to black men. Close your legs to black men. That needs to be said. You can't say it any other way. Don't listen to their music. Don't dress up in hip hop clothes and get around them. Get out of the community as soon as you can. I feel like if this is their mentality, they just want to be a baby mama, a gold digger, whatever. It's like even if you were to take that mess to another group of men, your outcome would be better. You know what I mean? Like if that's really
Miss Gibson, do you remember this? Hold up.
Showing
That's
that.
a dick riding class.
That's
This is-
ridiculous.
I swear. And they have another one where there's a dick sucking class. So yeah, they need some help because that's crazy as fuck to even put that on the table when your men are the most unemployed. Also, they're costing the country $50 billion a year.
Yeah,
okay?
that's
But they
in the
having dick
context
riding
of doing it. Yeah, in the context of doing that for a black man and trying to be better at that for a black man, that's a problem. And
That's the
in the
thing.
context
That's the
of
thing.
trying to do that
Black
without
men,
without a
listen. That's who black women prefer. Most of them. I'm talking the lion's share of them prefer black men.
problem. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You forgot they were running around the store deep throating cucumbers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, but yeah, I agree with the part where you say that they need to stop fucking black men. The problem
That's what it is.
That's like
That's
trying to
what it is.
We must got a delay. I'm gonna blame it on a delay. Yeah. But I appreciate you coming up, Miss Gibson. You're welcome to come up again anytime you want to.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you, boo.
Thank you.
Bye. Gwen 13, are you dusty?
No, I'm not. Hi, DC. Hi,
What's
ladies.
going on, boo? How are
How you doing?
Awesome.
Listen, okay, I was listening to that little sex talk. I was gonna get a little freaky, but I won't. But I'll just say this whole thing about having sex with dusties is the best sex. I'm sorry, is not. As a former dusty lover who came out of Blackistan a while ago, I can't say I've been in love with anyone that I've dated so far, which has been non-black men. But sex has been freaking amazing. Like they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know what's up. And it's not about performance with them. So this whole thing about sex is better because of knickers, I'm sorry, it's a lie. It's a lie. So I don't know why we need to say that. I think it's just another way of propping up dusties to make them feel better, to stroke their egos a little bit. Because if we're being honest, No, it's not. It's really not.
I agree 150%. You remember all the videos, the viral videos where black men were saying, boy, if Maria and them learn how to fry chicken, you bitches are done. Let me tell you something, honey. You ain't had nothing until you've been on the pointing end of a big dick white man. How about that part? One
Come
that's
on, somebody,
providing, okay?
you know.
Somebody that's making sure you're okay. Saying, baby, are you thirsty? I'm going downstairs to get something to drink. One that rubs your feet. And he hung like a motherfucker. So if black women ever find out what's really going on,
They will
hopefully
lose
they'll,
it.
man, listen. Keep letting
Girl,
the black
stop talking
community
about
tell
that.
y'all.
I want stop pink. That's pink.
And you
It's
know what's funny? What I just oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
that's
to
that pink
interrupt.
king. Go ahead.
You're so right. I was gonna say, I think it's funny how black women will go around saying, you know, like black men have the best D on earth and blah blah blah. When statistically we've been known to not sleep out at all. So how do we know? Like,
Girl,
I'm trying to ask a white girl in college what the best D is, because that girl knows what's up.
I'm gonna
But
tell
like
you,
this,
they listen to black men about what white men's dick
it's a
do. That
damn
shit is
lie.
crazy.
It is not. And I'm so glad I didn't listen. I'm not gonna lie. I listened for the longest, but I didn't because it's over. I am not going back nowhere near that. Ew. No.
Well,
Okay.
thank you for coming up, Miss Gwen. I appreciate you, sis. Come up again anytime.
Thank you, Miss D. Have a good night, ladies.
You too. Bye bye. You was gonna say something, Ebony?
Okay. I don't know what it is, but I've never been enamored with black men. Ever.
No, me
Ever
either.
in my life. But the white boys that I did date, I mean, dating was not a real scary proposition with them. You know, if they didn't feel the chemistry, you didn't feel the chemistry, that nobody's stalking you.
Let me
Nobody's slashing your tires.
put the disclaimer out here, okay? Let me put the disclaimer out. Ladies, this is called talking about dating. This is not called white male worship. Okay. When you want to see a man worship, take your ass to mammies. That right there, oh my God. That right there is unbridled fucking man worship right there. Okay. I'm talking about motherfuckers that's propping up people that have nothing. Nothing. I mean, zilch. That's man worship right there. She said, "Thank you."
So,
Go ahead, boo. Sorry.
so anyway, what's really sexy is you do what you do, you have a great time. He makes sure you have a great time, and then gets up and makes you breakfast or whatever.
Yeah, they don't
Takes
know.
care of you.
They don't know about that part. Like I said, vet everybody else. Omit black men and vet everybody else. Okay, you
Yes.
will be pleasantly surprised. See, when we say vet everybody else, that's called being reasonable. That's not being extreme. Vet everybody else. They never take this soundbite ever. They never take that soundbite. They only take the part where I say the white dude got a big dick because he does. But yeah, they don't take the vet everybody else part ever. XXSS, are you Dusty?
Of course I'm not.
Hey, boo.
Hey. Okay, can you hear me clearly? I'm not beep boop again like I was last time, was I?
No, it's a little low, but I think we can work this out.
Okay. So, y'all on the topic. Um, the girl, what her name is, what her name was, Open Mic or whoever that was, the Becky.
Miss Gibson.
Oh yeah, Miss Gibson. That's what she was. Okay, so I was thinking about what she was saying. I think like besides the fact that she was screaming, I think she was probably like getting on the word like being slut shamed. I think that's what she was trying to go for.
See, that's what she should have said. Now, if she was saying that, I can agree with that. They look, black women and white women, they could engage in the same amount of sex, but the black woman she'll get slut shamed for it, and the other side they don't get slut shamed for it. Now, had
I'm
she
not
said
doing
that,
it.
had she
I
said
don't do
that, it
that
would have
slut
been
shaming.
understood just a little bit better. But saying that black women are not over sex, that's a damn lie.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think that she was trying to say, but just couldn't find the term because it wasn't making sense to me. Because I was like, no, we are leading in a lot of disturbing STDs, sis. Like she wasn't lying about that. But I think she was like saying like, oh, well, don't tell them what to like. They can't like hold
But
it.
here's
It's
the
not gonna
thing.
solve anything. And I'm like, I think that's what she was trying to say. But everything else was.
To
Go ahead,
me,
Aaliyah.
that slut shame shit, just like that body shame and all this other stuff, that shit was created by them white liberal females. Okay, I don't
Yeah.
subscribe to none of that bullshit. You got black women. See, that's what I'm saying. We allow these people to use us as the face of all the degenerate shit. See, we're walking around here doing whole goddamn slut walks and shit like that. This the shit that we let people make us the face of, and then you wonder why you get no respect. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no such thing as slut shaming. Stop fucking so much. I'm sorry. That's just what it is.
I think
I
it's the
know no other
community.
way to. I know no other way to put that.
I think the
Girl,
community is oversexed itself. It's
the
the
whole fucking
entire.
Yeah.
community is. It's based on, it's the center of everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
the center of everything.
I don't go for that slut shame and stuff. I'm sorry. We are in a we are in a world now to where nobody can call a thing a thing. We cannot be honest about nothing. We can't say everything wants something all wrapped up pretty with a bow on it. That's
What does
what you have to do, and it's a nice name for everything. You can't tell people to exercise and lose weight. That's fat shaming. You can't tell
Yeah.
people
Yep.
to stop fucking so much. That's slut shaming. You
Yep.
can't really say anything without it being a word or a phobia or something attached to it.
Yep.
Anytime you say something, that's why I said black people especially do not like the truth. We have an aversion to the truth no matter what. And when somebody says something, people will always take it and run left field with it. And a lot of these words, I'm sorry, it came from liberal ass white women, and we took it and ran with it. They tried to make that cute for you to walk around advertising to the world that you were sluts, and they turned that into a whole fucking slut walk. I'm sorry, but I ain't going. I
Check it
ain't
out
What
though,
going.
what
Aaliyah,
is the
check it
slut
out
walk?
though. Okay, check this out. Here's the real deal. With white women coming up with the slut walk, that was the perfect time for black women to sign on, because they know they men don't like to do nothing but fuck them. So they made it like it was their choice. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I was just taking that in. That was like, because it seemed like she was like beating around it. I said that's probably why she was like no, don't tell them like the clothes they're not gonna do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think that she was saying. But it don't make sense to me, because it's like, because me as a young black lady, I understand it's a very tight line, because even if I'm not that sexually active, if I
You
do
know what
certain
would
things,
XXSS? You know what would make black women stop fucking so much? If black men said they don't like fucking.
that don't stop shit. They still do that.
No, check it out. What I'm saying. Check out what I'm saying. Now you got to remember, black women went natural because they said that bullshit about weave. They do everything that these they
Yeah.
try to fit into that mold. So if a nigga say fucking, that's ridiculous, I don't like that shit, black women will say the same shit. Okay, well, I don't fuck, so can I get a dusty snack? Anything they say that's their preference, black women try to do that shit. Now tell me I'm lying.
You're not, because that's what I've been seeing on motherfucking TikTok is like, they're like, oh, we don't like slutty ass women and boo boo boo. And it's like,
All I'm
that's
saying
why I've been
Yes.
celibate for this long. See, I don't got a high body count like you hold. I was like, I'm not understanding why that even, like, I can see how that could come up. I say, but why is that even something you would ask
They
about
still
past
like
partners
black
and shit?
men. I don't know why a black woman would be asking a black man anything. He's answered everything. He told
Like,
you already.
I've seen that them answering to their, like, whatever they little podcasts and shit is, it's be popping up and whatnot. They be like answering to their videos, putting in the side and be like,
Because they still
well,
care. They
that's
still
what
care.
I'm
A lot of
saying.
black
I'm
women
like,
still give a fuck. They pretending like they don't, but a lot of them still do.
That's what I'm saying, and I was like, I just never said, why do you why does this even get under your skin if you don't like them? And half the time, it's not even the ones they be like, oh yeah, I'm divested, boom, boom. It usually still be the mammies and whatnot, but it's like they use it as like a joke, like, oh yeah, I can get like you said, I can get a dusty treat. Getting a dusty, like, well, yeah, I'm better than her. Like, she's such a whore, you know.
You better know that a mammy will sacrifice your life for a dusty snack. She don't even have to be given a relationship, any sort of commitment. For a black man to say, you know what, that black woman right there is not like the rest of y'all. She can get it. That bitch will tear you apart because those dusty snacks mean everything to them.
Yep. That's why I call them treasonous ass bitches. It's Taz for short. I made it up myself. I'm pretty creative. But yeah, I never understood that. It's always been confused. Like, I understand that, okay, all women should have, mammies do hate women, but all women should have a right, to be get sexual experience, and they shouldn't be shamed to and boom.
They only saying that shit because black men like to fuck. Black men are slutty as fuck, so they trying to sexually match with them. That's all that is.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying. That's why I was like, it's like, it's not the same when it comes to black women. It's like no one wants to hear that. It's like no one's saying that you got to be a fucking virgin for the rest of your life. Like no one's saying that, but it's like they always take it to the extreme. Like you're telling them, oh, you can't do this. And like, oh well, they're putting more rules on us saying we can't do this and Thursday. Bitch, you know it's out of control. Like, why are you acting stupid?
See, that right there finna get on my nerves. Talking about what black men want and what they prefer. Anybody still asking that, you are a problem. Look,
it's not even with specifically specifically black males. I'm just talking about like as in like general. Like they're just like they're taking it. They're being extra sensitive about it. Like somebody's telling them, like, oh, y'all always monitoring black women saying what the fuck they can't do, boom, boom. It's like, girl, like, just calm down. Like, like, you don't have the same experience or will be given the same leeway or grace as these other women. You know that. No one's saying that if you want to be a hoe, go ahead, be a hoe, but just don't be crying to us. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. And be like, oh, well, it's fine. Da, 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 da. Not when you got a list of STDs, though. You're more likely to
be a hoe, be a hoe. But here's the thing. I am tired of people constantly talking about the black woman's image. When people are telling you where you went wrong at and what you need to do to fix it, and all you care about is being slut shamed. Okay, now I see where you coming from. So I tell you what, I'ma let it go, and I just don't want to hear nothing else about what you think the black woman's image is, because clearly it don't mean anything to you. Clearly, that's what it is. Not you personally, but you get what I'm saying. Because nobody complains about what our image is more than black women collectively. Mm-hmm. But you don't want to discuss why it is that way and what you need to do to change it. So since that's what it is, if they cool with that, then that's fine. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming up, young lady. Make sure you come back and do this shit again, okay?
Okay. Bye.
Please. Let me see. Mistress Rogue, the mic is yours.
Good evening, ladies. I hope all y'all doing all right. Special shout out to Aaliyah because you bring in that fucking heat, and that's what I love to hear.
Thank you.
I don't understand why black women insist on pouring a pile of sugar on a pile of dog shit and thinking it's chocolate. I don't understand why black women insist on giving a fuck about a group of men who abandoned us so long ago that we were sold into slavery and have been suffering at their hands ever since. I don't understand why black women are listening to a group of men who are breeding themselves from existence, but then complaining about being bred from existence. Why the fuck do anybody care what they think? What I want for black women is the same thing as you ladies. I want black women healed. I want them healthy. I want them safe. I want them provided for. I want them loved. Every woman I encounter that is a black woman, whether I know her or not, to me is a sacred space. We have got to learn to step away from it. It can't always all be about the dick. You got to step away Sometimes you need to close your legs and look inside yourself. I did that. I went to therapy. I started therapy, and I have not slept with anybody since, because I realized that I too am a sacred space, and I have to hold a space for myself in my own existence. You cannot sit about thinking about, oh, what do they think? These men are abject fucking failures. If humanity had a picture of failure, it's a motherfucking nacre. So I just don't get why they're still holding out hope for a group of men who've abandoned you. They have no hope in you. They don't give a fuck about you. They shoot up your neighborhoods. They shot an 18-month-old baby. What the fuck are you holding on to? Let these motherfuckers go. They are already in the dregs and the dumpsters of humanity.
Mistress Rose, the problem is they're not going to. That's it, all of that. What you just said is beautiful. It's fucking awesome. 85% at least. Black women, they gonna stay right there and be sitting there like a footstool trying to see what that black man wants next. That's how the majority of us think. What you said was amazing for black women to get protection and covering and preference and all that good shit. But guess what? You bed winching right now. According to the majority of them, right? According to the majority of them, that right there is traitorous. That right there is self-hate. Right? So when they still asking these niggas, well, what can we come to the table and talk? What's y'all problem with us? We'll tell you what the problem is with you, and we gonna work this out. Bitch, that has never happened. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Are you insane? No, that's not going to work.
The thing is, I think it was just like the young lady said earlier. I think that black women are so used to pain, a lot of them, they don't know how to let it go. Because you have to figure out who you are outside of all that shit. And that requires deep self-reflection. Most people will never do that. And it's frightening to think that you'd better sit up here and be miserable than go in and do the hard shit and fix what's wrong inside of you. That's why when she was talking about having sex in marriage, it doesn't matter if she gets married to another man of another group. If you don't fix what's broken in you today, in this hour now, you don't have any hope. You got to sit with the uncomfortable shit. And that's why I don't understand why more of them don't fucking leave. This is like my greatest frustration. I love the divestment movement. It has changed my life for the better. And much like you ladies, I don't know what the fuck they be bragging about sex. I had sex with one black man. He was trash, no returns. After that, I was like, I will never depreciate the value of my pussy, fucking not one of them. So I don't get what the hype is about. How do you even get wet for a man who can't even fucking provide? He can't protect you. He's shooting your damn kids. He don't even take care of himself. How you gonna love somebody who can't love themselves? You gotta love yourself enough to be protected. You have to love yourself enough to go to the doctor. Black men want them to do that. They just handing out disease, dick, and disappointment. I don't get it. Like, maybe I'm crazy, y'all.
If you don't come on, you coming through tonight. You don't come on.
You're not crazy. They're gonna tell you. They're gonna answer you with, well, they can't provide because what the white man is doing. It's like a dog eating its own ass. It's just a constant circle jerk of points and ideologies. It just is. So when you say your pussy don't get wet for your pussy shouldn't get wet for somebody that can't provide. Well, that's what, according to them, is something that they can't control because the white man is making it to where their environment is, they can't provide in this environment. So
may I offer a rebuttal?
Yeah, honey, offer a rebuttal to that shit.
Okay, hear me out, ladies. Every one of you, and I'm of the belief that this is everybody in this divested space. I have heard Aaliyah speak, I've heard Ebony speak, I've heard you speak, I've heard all these women on the panel speak, and you all exemplify intelligence. And even if I can't see your faces, to me, in my eyes, all of y'all are beautiful. If you are able to excel and do all these wonderful, marvelous things, I myself am a proud owner of a newly minted master's degree. How the fuck do we excel with all of that shit on us? And these motherfuckers, oh, the white man put crack in your neighborhood. Did you have to sell it? He brought guns. Did you have to shoot him? Right. Where is it end? This has to stop. We are running out of time here.
We're out of time. Time is over.
It is.
You got laws that have been the law of the land for 50 years being undone. It's done. The buzzer has gone off. It's done. So if they don't pack their shit and go now, they are going to sink with that Blackistani goddamn vessel. And it is what it is. Like I said, a lot of them I'm not going to feel sorry for because you held on white knuckle hot for as long as you could. When that ship starts sinking, bitch, you better not touch my goddamn life vessel. I'm going to come out swinging. We told you months ago. Sink, bitch. Go ahead and sink.
But here's the thing about them sinking. it's just gonna be like, even if they sink in, you ever heard that old metaphor when a rock hits a pond, it causes a ripple effect? Even with them sinking, it's still gonna affect Black women, like Aaliyah say, because even though we're not like them, we're still gonna be seen like them, and that shit pisses me
Absolutely.
off.
And this is why y'all, there's ammunition that's on sale. Okay. Right. Because those folks, quote unquote, see this shit coming. That ripple effect that she just mentioned. Y'all better protect yourself. We done got up here a billion times and said, get your weapons ready, get your permits in areas that need to have a permit. When the ripple effect happens, you need to be prepared. Because I promise you, I will have one of these people's sons with their brain coming out of their nose like snot. Fuck with me. Okay. I'm not going. Period.
I like the caller's voice, by the way. I love your voice. You have a great speaking voice.
Yeah, she
Thank
does.
you. I don't know, like I love watching y'all, and I love it how you all give it to me raw, especially like Aaliyah. Like the flowery language is over. Y'all done fucked this up so bad. You defund the police. Oh, they're discriminating against Black men. First of all, if you decide to be a permanent underclass at this point, I don't know what the fuck else to do. You undoing the only protection you have, and as a result, now I hear left vulnerable, even though I'm doing everything right. I just like
Her voice sound like Khalees. She sound like Khalees a little bit.
I just don't understand. And I'm sorry if I'm ranting, y'all. I'm frustrated tonight.
You know
went
what,
to
bro? Everybody is completely frustrated. I'm just looking around at what's going on just on YouTube alone. And I'm like, really? More of that bullshit? Selective breeding? Really? That's the answer? What is it going to take for you to go abstinent? Zero tolerance for the group of men for hundreds of years that have threw your ass up under the bus. What is it going to take?
If we were to selectively breed, we wouldn't even be having sex, because that is involved
Period.
too.
Exactly.
Selectively breeding means choosing yourself first. If you can't choose you first, if you can't pour into your own wealth of knowledge, then you might as well look. I don't understand why any of these bitches be having kids, quite frankly. I'm gonna be real with you. Some of them are not meant to be mothers. They were just too lazy to take the pill or go to an abortion clinic. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's the truth. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Imagine the ones that kept on having them, then just stop at one. Just kept on doing it.
I have a cousin with 9 children and 7 baby daddies. I hear you. And this bitch has the nerve to get on Facebook. I provide for all my children. I might have gotten blocked because I said, no, bitch, I provide for your children because you don't work. I do.
Okay.
Period.
So, I mean,
look, April 14th was a hot ass mess. My motherfucking hand was shaking sending that goddamn tax bill in this year. I mean, I needed me a glass of wine before I hit enter.
When I did my taxes this year, because I have no dependents and I've decided like I'm just going to wait until I'm in a better place financially, spiritually, emotionally, till I'm healed to have a child. I actually had to pay taxes this year, and I've never had to do that. As a matter of fact, I owe them $560, and I don't even know how.
Every year around this bitch, every single year it's a payment, and it never gets any better. My hands be shaking like, God damn, what could I have done with this money? I'm sending it over there to feed mammy kids, over there to make sure her neighborhood doesn't have any potholes and shit, making sure that your kids get a free and proper education. That's where the fuck is going. And you got the nerve to talk shit to me? Really? Okay, have fun. Get out of my face. Dinner on us tonight. How about that part, bitch? I can't.
Well, I'm going to drop down, ladies. Thank y'all for having me. I had a wonderful time this evening. I just prayed that y'all keep doing what you're doing. Aaliyah, keep spitting that fire. I love to hear it. DZ, I love all you ladies.
Love you too, boo. Thank you for coming up.
Bye-bye.
Okay. The shit. This turned into a different type of smoke night. What we gonna call this? Incense night? Because it ain't no, mean smoke. It's just we setting the Black community ablaze around this bitch. They can't get a goddamn good word in. Period. Black Audacity. Welcome to the panel. I think you were up here before.
I was. I'm not Dusty.
What you got, Black Audacity?
So thank you again for allowing me up. I love your channel. I want to give some input on just Black women because I truly love us and I want us to do better. But patience is wearing very, very thin.
Yes.
Okay.
The sexual this whole thing with Roe v. Wade, Um, it was two things that I saw this week: Roe v. Wade, and then a bisexual black male stating that undercover, that down low black men was the fault of black women.
Girl, we gonna talk about that shit in the Discord because everything I got to say goes against community guidelines.
Okay. So black women, like, seriously, like, I know that a lot of black women have grew up with trauma from sexual molestation as children, but a lot of us haven't. I'm gonna say it's 50-50. I'm gonna say it's about 50-50. So I just think that we got to really work on ourselves, really work on getting some therapy, counseling, long term, because the mindset of a lot of people blame everything on the black males, which they are most definitely the to blame for most of the nonsense. But the mindset of black women, like how we've been socialized, is really, really dangerous to ourselves, to our children, the ones of us that who choose to have children. It's a very, very dangerous mindset. um Once somebody was saying to close the legs, the hypersexuality within the black community with the women, the men is disgusting, but with the women is also very, very damaging. Like,
People don't even talk about that though. But go continue.
it's terrible. Like, um when you literally can go on Facebook and see people who are on their fourth, women that are on their fourth or fifth children, and are always talking about they're single as f, they're single as fuck. Like, how are you 7 months pregnant and single as fuck? I don't get it.
Look, here's the thing. The sex part with black women love competing with each other over males, right? It's just is what it is. It's a numbers thing, and plus they're not trying to leave the black community to expand their options. They're just not. Well, whenever a black woman is proposed, sex, in the back of her mind, she knows that if he don't get it from her, he can get it from some other woman. So pretty much she's dropping her panties down, competing with the other woman. And it's a disgusting ass mindset to have. People like to call folks old fashioned and all kind of shit like that. But the thing is, you playing yourself. Let him go get that sex from somebody else. You don't need to be competing over this shit log. They will do that shit in a heartbeat. I watch it all the time. He's mine. He was over here last night. Bitch, stop checking his phone. I'm his side bitch. All that crazy shit. Instead of getting their shit together, getting therapy, and then getting back out on the dating scene. But that's neither here nor there. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
when you feel the best that you can do is to be somebody's sneaky link, and to jump on
Right.
social media and like advertise that you a sneaky link and you don't
They
care.
be proud of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, like I've never seen, like, we're really at the, like, the bottom of the barrel right now.
It's done. As far as I'm
Like,
concerned, it's done.
the
We just
images, I
watching the
mean,
show now.
like somebody was saying earlier with the twerking, you can't turn on your TV without them twerking all over the place. Sierra is now, like, she's starting to twerk all the time. Like, why?
What?
Like, why are
And
you?
she
Why
was
are you still
topless
twerking?
the other day doing it, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm
Wow.
like, so
Yeah,
why are you back twerking?
she's doing the darn most. I don't understand that, but
I don't understand it. Like, you
I didn't
you
know
you
that.
oh
37, she like 36 years old. You got what all these black women been praying for, been trying to get your little prayer to get. And you a mother of three. Like, you don't have to do what you're doing. Why are you now twerking on every Instagram video that you make? Now you twerking.
I didn't know that. That's
yeah.
Yes.
disappointing.
She's been doing that a lot here lately. Because she's in my feed on Instagram, and been an all the time thing. I don't know.
Somebody need a drug screen because that's a flippant behavior. Okay.
But her husband seems to be. I guess. I mean, what he gonna do? I mean,
Who, the unicorn that didn't
yeah.
win? Like, the unicorn that chose outside first and then made black women a backup plan. You mean
Yes, she
that
was the backup
unicorn?
plan. I want to say one last thing. I was on a panel about a week ago talking to a Gen Z, and she was saying, and she was a black Gen Z, and she was saying that she was talking about music, and she was talking about what's her name, one of these black female artists, and she was just saying, like, in her generation, that if you're a black female artist, if you not, she said, we want you hypersexual, we want you ratchet, we want you raunchy. She said, if you're a black female artist and with she said with her generation, which is Gen Z, if you're not talking about how deep you can take it, how much you can swallow, if you're not naked, they don't want to hear it. She was like, if you're white, she said, if you white, you can be cute and prissy. We don't care. We'll listen to Taylor Swift. But she was talking about, I can't remember the girl's name. She just did a Normani. She was like, the reason Normani will never make it, she won't make it unless she's fully nude and she's being ratchet, because if you're black and female, we don't want to hear you talking about anything good or anything inspirational. You have to be talking about, she said, the only way our generation is going to listen to you if you're talking about how deep you're going to take it, or you scamming somebody, or you're part of the LGBTQ community. I was just like, that's terrible.
That's
And
why
that's
I
what
listen
we
to
are.
nothing but 80s rock, okay?
That's
80s
what we are.
rock.
But they go ahead. But they've always done that in the music industry, though, because when you think about it, look at the clown they have allowed Lizzo to make of herself. Adele didn't do half the shit she was doing. They want you to be they want you to be a hot ass mess. So they can say, look, world, let me show you the image of the black woman. This is what we want everybody around the globe to see. You don't want, and that woman is classically trained to play the flute. She plays several instruments. She is the epitome of a musician. She is very talented. But this is what she has allowed them to turn her into. Just this big fat clown, basically. And people got mad at Azalea Banks when she said that, but it was the fucking truth. That's why I say we ain't ready for no truth for real. And it's like, this woman is talented.
She's very
But this is
talented,
what
and she's very,
yeah.
very talented. And before I even saw Lizzo, I was always listening to her music. So then when I finally saw how she looked, I was just like, why is she doing so much sexual? So why is she so sexual and out there when she's so talented? She has no reason to do that. Because she's so talented. She can sing good. Like you said, she can play many instruments. She can definitely get through with her talent. She doesn't have to do what she's doing, but
she plays the piano too. That's why she plays multiple instruments, and she was classically trained. And I'm like, see, why?
I'm gonna tell you why. It's because black folk come from a community where lyrics are fucking disgusting. One of the most iconic sentences ever said over a goddamn radio wave was done in 1991. Don't stop, pop that pussy, shake them titties, doo-doo brown. That's the first line of the fucking song. That community is trash. There's nothing you can do to save it, and it's over. It's over as far as I'm concerned. Now tell me I'm lying. Who know that fucking song?
I
Don't
was
stop,
10 when that came
pop
out, and
that
I used to,
pussy,
yeah, that
shake
song
them
was.
titties, doodle brown. What the fuck does
Yep,
that
we
even
know that.
mean?
We know that.
That whole album was disgusting.
How the fuck do you doodle brown? What the fuck is that? But the sisters in the community know, because apparently they all be doing 8 different damn dances. It's 10 bitches doing 8 dances after the nigga told them to doodle brown. I still don't know what doodle brown is to this goddamn day. But that's Blackistan.
And speaking
But
of
you know
doodle
what?
brown,
They fought for that.
that's
We
what I was
always
just
talking
about to
about
say. That's what I was just
about
about
them,
to say.
about black men, when everybody try to infantilize them and act like they can't make no decisions for themselves, and they don't know what they doing, and they can't do this and they can't do that, and they can't understand. Look, they fought the Supreme Court to be able to make those vulgar, disrespectful ass lyrics. They fight for it, and and make provisions for what they want to, and it unfortunately never has to do with black women or their children. So
Exactly. And with that being said, when they keep saying, well, they're only putting out this raunchy, disgusting music because that's what the producers are telling them to do. No, because they didn't want you to do it in the
No,
1990s, and they fought and they tried to ban you, and you fought the Supreme Court to be
they
allowed
they
to
ain't
make
tell,
this
they
type
ain't
of music.
telling them to do that. Just Tipper, they got mad at Tipper Gore and called her racist. She tried to low key tell black women back then, this is what y'all want.
Oh, remember the black community wanted to drag the shit out of Dolores C. Tucker before saying knock this shit off.
Yeah,
That
wasn't
woman
that
was old
Tupac?
as
Wasn't that Tupac that was calling her all type of names?
oh yeah, one of their favorite goddamn rappers, and
Yeah, he
he's
was
supposed to
on
be political. He's
his song.
political.
His song. I wonder why you call you bitch. He was talking to her in there. He said her name in there.
Wow.
Yeah, and then when they was trying to stop R. Kelly's music back in when he was going through the P trial, and they was breaking his CDs and stuff, and all the black mammies and the black men were like saying that they were trying to tear down their king, R. Kelly.
Mm, mm, mm. Oh
But
well.
thank you for allowing me up. I'm gonna step down. But yeah, black women, we really gotta close the legs and stop. I know that we got some type of mental disorders going on because of our past traumas, but we gotta get that under control. Go to counseling, go to therapy, and don't use your bodies as a way to get through life. So
That's
thank
very
you.
good advice. I can tell you right now, though, them bitches that still want these niggas, they not gonna stop. They are not gonna stop. That's why I say just watch the train wreck.
Because they
Okay.
don't think that these boric acid pills is gonna save you. Just stop. Just stop with close your legs.
Turpentine, neither.
None of that. All right. Thanks, ladies. Bye-bye.
Bye. Man, look at here. Let me see who's in the back. Miss Gibson done came back. I see VW is here. Welcome to the panel, VW. And then welcome Miss Gibson. And let me see. VW is on you. And then after that, Miss Gibson, you can go.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies, and thank you for having me as usual. I'm
Of
not going
course.
to be on here too long. The conversation is good as always. I just wanted to throw this out there real quick. And it's based on my experience. This fuckery that's with black women over black males has always had me fucked up, right? And I love black women and I love black girls. But I think the whole thing is how can we sane black women, right, that care about these black girls and black women, get them into therapy.
I'm not doing it. I'm not getting ready to mule for nary of one of them. I promise you. Just like I didn't stomp the yard for them niggas, I'm not stumping the yard for them stubborn ass bitches. I'm not doing it. I'm divested for real. If they don't want to go, they can sit their dumb ass over there in that corner. That's just how I feel about it.
No, and I totally agree with you because I have done I have like volunteered, I have tried to talk, and I have been met with such hostility. I'm just like I said, I'm like me and my daughter now. We don't even fucking talk. She's such a goddamn man because I'm just not with it. If I can drop my daughter, who's another bitch to me?
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm just want to put it out there for the ladies that are interested in getting therapy. In my experience, I would never deal with another black woman therapist.
That's gonna open up another can of worms. Okay.
Because what I know is with black people, and especially black women, that's why I always go to this racism thing. Because it's just like I don't understand black women obsession. Well, I do get it now because it's because of knickerbockers. It's because of knickerbockers. But that gonna translate into everything that you do when you deal with black women. Everything is always tied to about that black male business.
Another thing,
therapy.
y'all. Before I forget this, listen. It's gonna be a lot of black women asking you to be godmama. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And
All that is my kid don't have no daddy. So whenever I ain't got it, you his godmama. Don't you fucking do it. Tell her, thank you. I'm honored that you consider me, but, and then you fill in the blank there. That godmama shit gonna get y'all coming up.
Yes, man. That was another thing I was gonna bring up. All those bitches that handed you they asses to kiss when you try to tell them about that little raggedy fucker that they got pregnant by. Then they want to come looking around sheepy-eyed and all this bullshit because they need help because it takes a village and all that bullshit.
Fuck that shit. My name ain't Village.
Mine ain't either. Mine start with a V, but it ain't Village. Goddamn it!
Oh please, you always
but I just want to say, for the ladies that's really interested in getting therapy. Now, if you got a black therapist, black woman therapist, she's working for you, that's great. But just consider, okay. Well, I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna go. the last black therapist that I had, I tried to deal with two because you try to keep it in house, right? Because you don't want to tell what's really going on. But this is before I knew better, right? I had to go through to get through, right? So it was like when I was saying my experience is because I am of a black woman. It's not because of racism. Well, see, Val, it's what they call it. What they call that? Generational curses.
Dealing with
Generational
men
curses.
in any profession is trash. Whether they're your therapist, doctor, shit. I don't like a mammy ass cashier ass bitch. Don't deal with
That's
mammy.
why exactly. So that's why I'm saying everything for the black female is all, and I say female, is tied to the females. That's always tied to that black male. It's like they operate and their thought processes are based on that black male. So yeah, I'm just saying, just consider that, because to me, that's my biggest part of divest. See, I knew black males was trash eons ago, even though I was married to a black male. Even though black males are trash, but it took me a long time to accept that black males are the way they are because of black women.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's a huge part of it.
Yeah, and a lot of that to me, now that I'm realizing how deep this is and all the good points that was made in this live and the other ones prior to that, like today, I don't know if y'all heard about the story about this. I want to say it was in Houston. This black woman killed her sister and had her 13-year-old son to help her move her sister's body.
Child, girl, don't even get started on that shit. I ain't gonna be able to fit in Miss Gibson if I don't. I get started on that shit. Them goddamn dysfunctional ass motherfuckers. We could be up here for 8 goddamn hours with these stories. And that's the truth.
8 years, okay?
Okay. Damn, the fucking power go out around this bitch.
So, Jeezy, as usual, thanks for having me up. And ladies and Leah, all y'all, Ebony and all that, I love y'all to shreds. Keep doing what y'all doing, and y'all have a good night.
Love you too, boo.
Thank you.
What's happening, Miss Gibson? You got something more to add? Oh, Lord. Miss Gibson? Okay, I'm gonna put you back in the back, okay? I tried, y'all. Y'all be calling me mean and shit, but now I can. We was on some 3, 2, 1 shit. What's up, boo? What you got? You having internet problems. Al Gore's internet is not for you tonight, Miss Gibson. I apologize because we can't hear you no more.
I'm about to say she sound like a choppy ass robot.
I know. Turn the page. It's on you.
Okay. I'm Harambe Anonymous. Just letting you know. See, I'm just going to make 2 points.
Okay.
Do you know why there's so much, like, we can't understand, there's so much tension? It's because you don't understand. They're happy. The world of the club, they're fine. Like, they're...
Wait. I'm confused. What's happening now?
Oh, okay. The people who are upset, it's just us. It's just us.
I'm not upset.
They're not upset.
I'm not upset either. If they want to run their life into the goddamn trash, more than welcome. You got it.
So if you're talking about other black women is upset while black men are happy and not upset and not thinking about their ass.
But see, it takes a long time for enough of them to get upset because you saw that singles event, right, in Dallas?
Right.
They just were happy as a damn clam when 5 dudes showed up in t-shirts.
Because they're pathetic.
Right. But they're not upset enough. Then we were watching some of these clubs on another channel. We're watching some of these clubs in every city. The world of the club, they just put on that spandex or whatever, BBL, and they just having a good old time. They're happy.
Let them drop. Turn the page. Let them drop. All of you guys, let them drop. If you were gracious enough to share information and there's information on the internet about what's actually going on in these communities and with these males, let them drop. I wouldn't shed one fucking tear. I wouldn't shed one pipette of water from my eyes, especially if they knew.
Well, this is the only other point. All right. So after the Dobbs decision came down, I just happened to go. I just wanted to see what they were saying. I went over to JDB channel, right?
Wait. Don't promote other people's channel,
I
boo.
know exactly
Oh,
who
okay.
she's talking about.
Okay, but
Mhm.
it's a okay. I went to a Manosphere channel.
Mm-hmm.
What they were saying, you wouldn't believe how vicious they were towards us. I
Oh, I
mean,
Yeah,
believe it.
ooh,
I
if
believe
any,
it. I told you
that's
they
also.
can't stand black women. Black men don't like black women. I know that sounds childish as fuck, but it's true. They hate your guts. They hate
they
everything about you.
they were saying stuff like, I mean, just one after the other. They were saying stuff like, okay, party time is over. Now it's time for black women to get consequences.
Mm.
I mean, just one after the next, just the level of it was just vicious.
Oh
Vicious.
well,
I'm like, see,
But you can't tell
we
them
don't know
nothing.
who they are. They're not little lovable goofs.
they
They're
know
not.
that shit.
They don't care what these men say. You could play back some of the stuff these men say about us on some of these panels, and these women still gonna say it's not all of them.
Yeah.
That's just him. And it's like, bitch, are you not paying attention? It's not just him. And more importantly, what you need to be concerned about is how many people following this motherfucker and how many people liking this comment. Better yet, read the comments in the section. That give you a good idea of exactly what these men think about you. And it's like they all, even after all of that, it doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. We're always going to be in the wrong for not wanting to have anything to do with them. Because guess
Mm.
what? It's not all of them.
Let me go ahead
Well,
and
with
shut out, y'all. This right here has been a very long, very good discussion. And I just wanted to tell y'all getting ready to witness some very perilous shit. There are no more rent moratoriums, mortgage moratoriums. Food is going up. Shit is just getting out of hand, right? They haven't experienced the real consequences yet because the ink is not dry on some of these laws that's coming, right? These men don't like paying child support, especially in the black community. That means more deaths are coming. Don't play with this shit. Don't play with it. That's really all I can tell you. And by the end of the summer, when fall starts, the very beginning, you're going to see little remnants of the consequences happening. Around the holidays, it's going to get worse. And by 2023, y'all are going to see some real crazy shit. I do not like when people, other content creators, subscribers, or whoever, they try to throw you off the scent. Oh, this has happened before. No, it hasn't. The times that we've seen these past 2 years has not been seen by anybody that's breathing right now. Not nobody that's up under 50. Okay, y'all, you're gonna have to take care of yourself. Let the bitches do what they do. Let them continue to give up the pussy to these goddamn nakers. Let them do it. You can't stop it. But since you can't stop it, the bonus is this: you don't have to deal with the consequences of it. Remember when someone was up here and was saying about the ripple effect, and she's absolutely correct about that. That's where your weapon comes in. That's where changing your number comes in. That's where downloading text now comes in and send that number to your family. If they don't know where you live at, don't tell them. Don't be meeting niggas out here and then inviting them back to your house. Don't get in their car. There's several things that y'all need to do to make sure that you make it to the next day. Somebody came up here and said that 5 hours is it now. Once I get that verified, that's going to be the new number. And guess what? It's going to go down even further with everything that's happening out here. So if it's at 5 hours now, I predict by the time we get to Christmas, it's going to be 4.5 hours. That ain't no joke. That's an emergency. We've been in an emergency situation for a lot of years right now, but it has reached this crescendo. It's loud as fuck right now. Ladies, protect yourself. If you've always preferred these niggas, you bet to get your head together. You're going to have to say it out your mouth that you prefer men that don't like you and that can't provide for a community. That's sad. Once you hear that come out of your mouth, you're going to have to fix that shit unless you've lost your damn mind, and you're going to have to accept that too. Okay? This is winter's here. Remember they said winter was coming? Winter is here. Okay? Also, if you can prevent it, if you can not fall into your temptation, don't take your ass over to Manosphere folk talking to them. Don't do it. It's a waste of time. The time for negotiating has come and gone, ladies. Right? So I'm going to close out with this. You can make it another 6 hours if you make the right choices. I don't know what's going to happen between now and Friday. I'm sure some bullshit is going to happen because every day something happens in Blackistan. Y'all can do this, ladies. I don't know what's going on with mammies that want to be attached to these niggas, but let them have it. You go. And you don't owe them an explanation. Point blank, period. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all Friday. If you're making the right choice, maybe you can make it there. Selective breeding. You better kiss my fuck out of here.
Thank you.